Well, welcome to Anfield, where Liverpool are looking to make it 3 straight league wins following wins against Brighton and Tottenham over the last couple of weeks. They host a Wolves side, rock bottom, 2 points all season, and on a run of 10 straight Premier League defeats. Just to recap that team news you heard from Mike a few moments ago, Liverpool make 2 changes from the win at Spurs. Szoboszlai is suspended while Conor Bradley only makes the bench. He's been struggling with an injury. Chiesa and Frimpong come in. Wolves change 4. Muller-Wolfer, Strand-Larsen, Lopez and Hoover drop to the bench. Hugo Bueno, Mascara, Arakadare and Mateus Mane all come in. Lovely day for it here in Merseyside. Pitch looks absolutely fantastic. There's a Liverpool 20 times banner just making its way across the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand at the moment towards the Kop. I have got Stephen Warnock next to me. How many layers?
I think I've got 4, but I've got a heated gilet. I'm sat on a heated blanket. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Good gloves, big thick coat.
Yeah, snood.
No storage heater.
No.
Good man. Good man. On paper, only one team's going to win this, but you never know because Wolves went to Arsenal and pushed those close the other week. It's going to be a very emotional occasion again for Liverpool today, which we'll come on to in just a second. What are you expecting for Wolves today? Anything?
Well, a little bit of fight after Matt Doherty came out last week and spoke about the lack of desire within the changing room and said it's don't go down as cowards. You'd expect a response today, and it will have been a big week around the football club, knowing that you've got to perform, you've got to get better. I said it before on Football Focus when I was with Guy Mowbray. At some point, you've got to put in a performance, and maybe something can change. Why not here? Why can't it be today? And that's what you've got to believe in the changing room, because if you don't believe that, what's the point in turning up? And stranger things have happened this year at Anfield. A lot of teams have come here and turned them over.
Lots of eyes on the summer recruitment, lots of eyes on the players who left and weren't replaced. All of that said, though, with the change of manager and everything that's been going on, changes in the boardroom at Wolves as well over the last few weeks, have you been surprised just how bad they've actually been?
Very surprised, if I'm being completely honest. I thought they'd struggle this year because of losing Cunha and losing his goals and losing his influence and his swagger on the pitch. I know he picked up a few red cards and he was suspended for a period of time, but they still had players. When you know you've got a player of that ilk and you know he's coming back into the change or onto the pitch, but he's still in and around the training ground, there's still a belief. Whereas this season, I was very surprised at how Vitor Pereira struggled to get the team together, and it was almost like they'd given up on him. And I thought, this is the guy who kept you up last year. This is the guy who came in and gave you a belief and a structure and an organisation, and that got tossed aside very quickly. Rob Edwards has come in. I think there's an element of guy who's been at the football club before, understands it, but it's such a huge job.
Can you turn it down? Because a lot of people were saying, stay at Middlesbrough, you've got a much better chance of being in the Premier League next year with them than you have if you take the Wolves job. Obviously a big personal attachment to the football club, but he said that the job only comes around once in many instances. The feeling is in 2025 into 26 that's definitely not the case. Was that a good move?
Well, I think there's always the fear that it will be your only opportunity. I think there's always an element as well, and I think many people have thought it going into Tottenham and Manchester United of late is I'll be the guy who can turn things round and I can fix things. And I think that's a good quality to have in yourself, is that you believe that you can be the one to change things. The big issue is that if he doesn't pick up results from now until the end of the season, do the Wolves board think that's acceptable, that they keep him on for next year, or do they go, do you know what, we need a complete change again and we start from scratch in the Championship? Or have they bought him in and said to him, no matter what happens this season, if we go down, you're still our guy, but there has to be signs of improvement, and there has to be signs that he is the right guy?
That's the worry. If there is a reset in the summer, are you, as Rob Edwards, part of the reset or not? The two teams lining up in the tunnel. It's going to be very, very emotional when Liverpool walk out here, because 2 of Diogo Jota's children are going to accompany Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain, onto the pitch in the meeting of 2 of Diogo Jota's former clubs. We were both here together on the opening night for 5 Live when it was Liverpool against Bournemouth, and we saw those quite stunning tributes from all the fans that night. it is going to be quite similar today from a football club and a fan base still very much grieving.
Yeah, it is, and it's going to be very difficult, but also for both sides. Wolves, he was a big part of Wolves' championship season, then went into the Premier League, and he was a huge influence at the football club, a huge personality. He was adored at Wolves, and then he came to Liverpool and made a name for himself here, adored by the fans here. So it will be emotional, and rightly so, because he was a big part of both clubs of their past.
We'll run through the two lineups just while we're waiting for the two teams to come out. Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Jeremy Frimpong, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Milos Kerkez, the back four from right to left. Then it's Gravenberch and Jones sitting in the midfield, Chiesa, McAllister and Wirtz behind Hugo Ekitike, who has 5 goals in 3. Stephen.
Now I'm just looking at the Diogo Jota's boys walking out. We were told that it would be both of them walking out with Virgil van Dijk, but one is with Jose Sarr and one is with Virgil van Dijk. It's a lovely moment.
Yeah, as the two teams emerge from the tunnel, indeed, Diogo Jota's family wearing shirts with his famous number 20 on the back, with Virgil van Dijk and with the Wolves goalkeeper Jose Sarr, and everybody who can stand inside Anfield is standing, and obviously we include the big away end in the Anfield Road end away to our left in that as well. We said it, and I can remember us saying it on the opening night. Every single football club gets criticised for A, B, C or D. They get stuff like that spot on here all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got a lot of experience of it because of some of the traumas that they've been through as a football club, but it's well thought out. I think it's, they do it really well, and I think it's difficult for me to say that because I've grown up supporting a football club, but I think from when you hear it from other people outside of the football club who aren't fans, but they always say about how well Liverpool get it.
It's going to be a very emotional, and it's just started actually, rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. We'll take the closing stages of it in just a second. I've given you the Liverpool team on the bench. Mamadashvili is the substitute goalkeeper. Then the outfield players: Woodman, Bradley, Gakpo, Robertson, Nioni, Ramsey, Ungamoa and Lucky. The Wolves team: Sarr's in goal, their back three: Yerson Mosquera, Santiago Bueno and Ladislav Krejci. Then it's Doherty, Andre, Joao Gomez and Hugo Bueno across the midfield, with Mateus Mane and Hwang Hee-chan in behind Talou, Ara Kadare. Loads of red and white scarves being held on the Kop and in the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand as well on another emotional Anfield afternoon. Brilliantly done. Diogo Jota's children with the captains in the centre circle for a photo before leaving the field across the halfway line to return to their family and head back down the tunnel. We are off and underway here on, as I say, a very, very emotional afternoon again at Anfield as two of Diogo Jota's former clubs go head-to-head. It's Liverpool against Wolves here on 5 Sports Extra. Stephen Warnock and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team. Liverpool, of course, in all red. Wolves in all blue as they kick from left to right, attacking the Kop in this first half. Wolves, blue tops, white shorts and blue socks, and they've got a long throw, Wolves, over on the far side. It's going to be launched into the penalty area. Header well won by Canate, but Wolves will send the ball back over the top. Doherty's in there, but Van Dijk has the answers this time in the air. Wolves starting brightly here in the opening minute or so. Liverpool with some defending to do with Kerkez on their 18 yards line, and he's forced to clear sideways. Good Wolves start. Yeah,
very good start from Wolves, and we said before the game when we were talking is, what is the identity of Wolves? Where do they sit? Well, how are you going to play? I think when you look at them straight away, they've decided to go a little bit more direct today to Arakadare in that forward position. Now they've got the second long throw, the opening couple of minutes.
It's going to be a long throw to be delivered from this near side, the Wolves right, by Mosquera. Gets plenty of distance on it again towards the 6 yards area. Headed away by Van Dijk once more. Wolves first to the second ball once more. Chip back out to the right. Mosquera still out there having taken the throw, using the full width of the pitch here. Wolves, ball goes behind, and it will be a Liverpool goal kick. So 4 changes made by Wolves. The 4 players to drop out, all on the bench. David, Moller, Wolfer, Jorgen Strand-Larsen, Kiana Hoover, former youth player here, and Fer Lopez. Liverpool, quick goal kick taken by the man wearing all green. Alisson gets the ball out to this near side, the Liverpool left, to Kerkez, to Jones. Kerkez, questionable start. Hasn't seemed the same player that featured for the last 2 seasons at Bournemouth. He's taken some while to adjust to life here at Anfield. What have you made of him, Stephen? Your old position there, wearing shirt number 6.
I think he's trying too hard. I think he's finding life a little bit too difficult. He wants to impress too much, and that's understandable when you're coming in. And I think there's that you want to succeed so much at a football club, but you're also following one of the best left-backs that's ever played for Liverpool, in Andrew Robertson, a phenomenal player, incredible energy, incredible assist record when looking forward, but also good in 1v1 situations, so it's a heavy shirt to fill.
Just for a second there, because I'm trying to do 3 things at the same time. When you just said following one of the best left-backs to ever play for Liverpool, I thought you were going to name yourself.
Absolutely not. I didn't play that long, that's why. I wouldn't be classed in that bracket, let's put it that way.
I was just sitting here thinking, he's not. He's surely not, is he? No, he's not. Good. Right, Frimpong inside, gives the ball to Canate, who has it in the centre circle, keeps it moving. Wirtz, still yet to score in a Liverpool shirt, plays the ball from left to right. It's a good ball as well, just a little bit overhit. Couldn't quite keep the ball in play, but Liverpool started to move through the gears as they go from left to right this time. Chiesa couldn't get there.
Yeah, it's interesting. A few weeks ago, that would have been sort of jeered by Liverpool fans, wondering what Wirtz is. But what they've seen in the last few weeks is a sign of improvement. And when you see a sign of improvement, the fans start to see a different side of your game, and they give you a little bit more leeway.
This one of 5 games kicking off on this December the 27th in the Premier League at 3 o'clock over on 5 Live at the moment. Full commentary of Arsenal against Brighton with the usual goal service with Alistair Bruce Ball. Then it's Brentford 0, Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, and West Ham 0, Fulham 0. The 5:30 kick-off commentary of that on 5 Live too is Chelsea against Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge, as Liverpool are awarded a free kick in their midfield, inside right, just over the halfway line inside the Wolves half. It was a bright Wolves start, but 4 minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0, and Liverpool have slowly started to work and play their way into the game. Kerkez to Wirtz, wide on the left, which is this near side. Back to Van Dijk, fluorescent yellow boots, the centre half and captain, gives it to Wirtz once more, receives it back from Kerkez. And Liverpool just making sure everybody now, including Curtis Jones, gets a good early touch of the ball. Wolves just with that awful record coming into this game. 10 straight Premier League defeats, 11 in all competitions, 13 games without a win in all competitions. They're on course to break all kinds of records, all the ones they don't want to break. That is Jones back to Canate inside the centre circle. 5 gone as we sit looking down from the top of this fantastic main stand here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0. Konate goes long towards the right, but again it's too hot for Chiesa to handle, and it goes behind for a Wolves goal kick. You can see what they're thinking.
Yeah, you can, but the one thing I'd say about Konate is what you've seen in recent weeks and probably over the course of the last 6 months is teams know he's the weakest player on the ball, so they allow him to have the ball, and then he tends to try and he wants to prove people wrong and show that he is a good passer of the ball, so he ends up forcing passes when the actual simple thing would be just to continue to play simple passes 5-10 yards, which he can do.
I was here for the Champions League game last month, Liverpool against PSV. He was less than poor on that occasion. He's started fine so far, but just a couple of overhit passes. Liverpool with a free kick across their back line at the moment, so a big day in the Premier League, big day as well in the Scottish Premiership. Earlier the leaders Hearts going down by 3-2 at Hibs, and an early goal in the 3 o'clocks. Celtic 1 down at Livingston. Livingston 1, Celtic 0, Rangers 0, Motherwell 0 is also a 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll keep you up to date with all the goals as they go in here this afternoon on 5 Sports Extra, as Van Dijk goes long over the top, looking to pick out the run of Hugo Ekitike. 5 goals in 3 games, yet to touch the ball in this game so far. Wolves had the answers that time defensively. It's back with Van Dijk on the halfway line, and now Curtis Jones on the left rolls the ball infield to Florian Wirtz. Excellent pass, pinpoint from left to right to pick out Frimpong. Rolls the ball back to Alexis McAllister. Liverpool lots of the ball, if not all of the ball, in no hurry to get it into the Wolves penalty area though. Wirtz once more infield. Kerkez tries to run in between two. He's in a battle with Mosquera, wins the battle. Wolves clear sideways out for a Liverpool throw. Really good determination by Kerkez.
Yeah, lovely drop of the shoulder by Kerkez. He had a couple of players around him, good strength, gets to the byline. No one had taken a gamble on it to get to that near post.
Quick throw back to Kerkez, lines it up on his left foot, decides not to cross, instead gives it to Wirtz instead, level with the edge of the penalty area. Ball infield, Jones left foot onto his right, crosses blocked, falls for Kerkez 22 yards out, works it from his right to his left, back to Jones again. Is anybody going to be able to get a cross in here? Wolves with 3 defending on 3 on the edge of the area. Instead the ball goes infield from Liverpool this time to Van Dijk, and now McAllister back to Konate. He's got Frimpong screaming for it wide on the right, but Liverpool persist on this near side, the left, for the time being.
Do you think they think Wolves have got a weakness on the right hand side? Everything is left.
You wonder, as Wirtz runs at Doherty here, beats Doherty on his right foot, in between two, still searching for that first goal. His eyes would have lit up there just for a second, but Wolves were able to recover and get the ball out for a throw-in on halfway.
Yeah, just wanted to beat one too many players, didn't he, Florian Wirtz? But that's the quality he does possess. Trying to jink his way through that back line. That just picked the Liverpool crowd up.
Liverpool 0, Wolves 0, 8 minutes gone here at Anfield, 2 days after Christmas. Now that's been given away by Van Dijk on halfway, well recovered by Frimpong, who not only recovered the situation and spared his captain's blushes, but was able to win a free kick in the process, which has been taken very quickly. Kerkez plays the 1-2. Gravenberch, first time I've said his name, takes over, and now Jones again. It's very fluid from Liverpool, very confident, very patient, but Sarr yet to get his gloves dirty at all. Liverpool lose it 25 yards from the Wolves goal, and now here come Wolves on the counter with João Gomez. He's in behind. Liverpool getting men back in their numbers here. A little bit of momentum's got out of the move as Gomez takes it to the edge of the Liverpool area, receives the ball back. He's got Ekitike tracking back, does well. Liverpool get the ball clear, and here they come on the counter, and that, you would imagine, is how Wolves may well get picked off here as they try and come forward. Here come Liverpool down the other end. Wirtz encouraged to shoot, gives it to McAllister, played the dummy, but there was nobody there because Wirtz was out of position on the other side. You could see what he was thinking, and you can see what the crowd are thinking. They're desperate for Wirtz to get that first goal.
The only thing that went through my mind then was someone in the Wolves team shouted over, which you're not actually allowed to do, but you can't prove it.
I was going to say.
So you just think, because he didn't see anyone, because it's quite clear that there was no one there, but it was a lovely little move, and Wirtz has been at the heart of everything so far that Liverpool have done well.
Because it's obstruction, isn't it? But
it is.
You try telling that to Simon Hooper when he's got 60,000 plus.
Exactly that.
Screaming everything that they could think of. Liverpool have the ball again. Gravenberch out to the left to Wirtz. about as far left as you can get. I'm surprised he wasn't encouraged to shoot from there by the home faithful. Through ball, has that gone behind? It has now, and that is going to be a Wolves goal kick. First goal of the 3 o'clocks in the Premier League has gone in. It's at the G-Tech. Brentford have scored, and it's Sharda who's got it. Brentford 1, Bournemouth 0. Updates continue on 5 Live into commentary of Arsenal-Brighton, which is still goalless. Earlier it ended Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 2. If ever the cliche, a game of 2 halves was appropriate, it was for that. It was a shocker of a first, it was a classic second. City going top for now with those 3 points at the City ground. Here, 0-0, exactly 10 gone at Anfield. Stephen Warnock and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team. Wirtz has it on the halfway line with space to move into. Plays an early ball, and it's a good one as well. Ekitike into the area, on his right foot, tries the curler, hits the post, comes back out, and Liverpool will have to settle for a corner. The whip and the bend he got on that, Ekitike, superb. 5 in 3, very nearly 6 in 4.
Oh, the ball from Wirtz is just phenomenal. I mean, the weight of the pass, he bends it in behind the defender, and I thought Ekitike might want to hit it with his left foot, but he wants to come inside on his right, tries to bend it into that far corner. I think it takes a little bit of a deflection, and then it hits the post, goes behind for a corner.
Off Mosquera, the deflection was really well played though by Wirtz, and then Ekitike, 11 goals in a Liverpool shirt so far, so close to making it 12. It's going to be an away swinger in front of the Anfield Road end of the ground. From the far side, the Liverpool right as we look at things. 0-0, but Liverpool starting to knock on the Wolverhampton Wanderers' door. In goes the cross towards the penalty spot, cleared away, only as far as Gravenberch hits it first time. Good block by Wolves, and they'll now look to come away on the counter. Liverpool do well though, as you'd expect, tracking back in their numbers, getting it to Wirtz.
Well, you say as you expect, but they wouldn't have done that a month ago. That's the difference in this team at the moment. There was one earlier on where Curtis Jones got himself back into position as well.
Chiesa in from the right, and now McAllister, 22 yards out, whips the cross in. Wirtz couldn't get there that time, flashes across the face of goal. Liverpool 5 games undefeated in the Premier League, including back-to-back wins for the first time since the opening month of the season. 6 unbeaten in all competitions. How do you change that? What has he been able to do to change to get them back on track?
Well, sometimes it isn't just the manager, it's the players as well within a changing room. Do they see things? Are they being honest enough with themselves? I mean, it's an old cliche, but you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and saying, are you doing enough? Can you do more? And I think all the players at some point have took responsibility and said, no, we're not doing enough. If you think about how good Gravenberch, McAllister were last season, they'd underperformed in the first half of the season, whether that was a hangover from winning the Premier League, whether it was from the issue with the situation with Diogo Jota over the summer. We don't know. But what we do know is that we're starting to see a different type of Liverpool, a Liverpool team that is starting to put themselves about, starting to fight, starting to work hard. That's when you'll notice a difference.
Just going to break in play because Arakadare's gone down for Wolves over on the far side. I was wondering, I mean, a game always looks different when you're looking at it in the ground. Having been here for the opener against Bournemouth, I mean, Liverpool weren't at their brilliant best that night on that opening Friday, but they got the job done. Coming into the PSV game, which is when I was last at Anfield, I was thinking, it can't be that bad, can it? But they got so bad, Liverpool, and now they've been able to go full circle again. I mean, admittedly, they're playing the side bottom of the table today, but they have clicked. They have clicked over the last few weeks, no two ways about it.
Yeah, and also as well, I mean, I said the manager doesn't have everything to do with it, but he did change the system, he tweaked it. I think one of the big things he did as well was with the situation with Mohamed Salah. I think what he gained there was more of a trust within the changing room and more of an aura, a feeling of like this guy's still got a bit of steel about him. Sometimes you have to lay the law down within the changing room, and I think that situation with Salah made everyone sit up and think.
Arakadare still down on the pitch over on the far side in front of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand receiving treatment. I mean, he took a nudge in the back from Federico Chiesa. That is about it, but he stayed down here, and that is not a good look for Rob Edwards and Wolves, because Arakadare, one of only 2 players to have scored 3 times this season. The other, Strand Larsen, who's on the bench, so their joint top goal scorer receiving some quite lengthy treatment. We're just getting another look at that curler from Ekitike. It could not have been any closer.
No, it's incredible effort, wasn't it? I mean, his ability to find that little narrow gap in between the defenders. I think it just, like you say, it took a little nick off Mascara, but nick the post. But he's the informed player for Liverpool in terms of goals and what he's churning out at the moment. Do you know this the situation with Arakadare? I think he got like a little bit of an elbow to the chin, but I just wonder whether it was more of a whiplash effect. When he got back up, he was sort of holding his neck, and then he's just getting the old eye test at the moment, isn't he? So he's obviously feeling something.
Just being tested for concussion here at the moment, isn't he? He's sitting up. He does look quite dazed, I'll be honest with you. We've got a close-up on our monitor at the moment. The home supporters are starting to get frustrated, literally because he's sitting on the touchline. That's why the Liverpool fans are getting impatient. But substitutes warming up for Wolves away to our left, 4 of them on this near side. Arsenal have taken the lead over on 5 Live. Odegaard, 14 minutes in, Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Commentary of that, as I say, on 5 Live. Brentford 1, Bournemouth 0. The other 3 games kicking off at 3 all goalless. Burnley, Everton, this one here, and West Ham against Fulham. What a start in the Celtic game, by the way. I mean, I might have gone high pitched there.
You're very high pitched, but
13 minutes in, it's 2-2 Livingston and Celtic, as Wolves play a high ball into the Liverpool penalty area, claimed by Alisson. Livingston 1 up after 3, Celtic level on 6, Livingston then back ahead 2-1 after 8, and then Celtic level 2-2 after 10 minutes there. Quite incredible. So 2-2 there after Hearts lost earlier by 3-2 at Hibs. Still Rangers 0, Motherwell 0. We will keep you up to date with all the goals as they go in, apart from in that Celtic game where we can't keep up. Ball goes out for a Liverpool throw in their right back area at the far side. As we look at things, Arakadare back on his feet, just waiting to get waved back on by Simon Hooper. But he looks like he's going to be okay to continue. Wolves win the ball from the Liverpool throw. There's a chance here for Mane, who puts in the shot, and that's a good save low down to his right by Alisson. He had a quick sight at goal there, the 18-year-old Mateus Mane. He thought, why not from 22 yards, and why not indeed?
Yeah, absolutely. He just rode the challenge from Curtis Jones, who was just trying to pinch the ball off him, held him off, and then he just had half a yard, got his shot into the bottom corner. But how easy does Alisson make it? You always feel confident when Alisson's in goal. He just makes the difficult saves look so simple.
And nothing against Mamadashvili, who has big boots to fill whenever he comes into the team. But you just look at some of the things that happen when he's there. Not out-and-out mistakes, but you just look at it and think they are things that Alisson would have made look routine, would have made the team feel much more at ease with. Here come Liverpool down the left this time. Ball over the top by Wirtz to Kerkez, seen behind, and it will be a goal kick to Wolves. And their goalkeeper, Jose Sarr, Arakadare back on, and is looking just fine on the halfway line at the moment. So Liverpool have won 16 of their last 17 Premier League games against Wolves, with the exception of a 3-0 defeat at Molineux back in February 2023. So their form against Wolves is superb. Their form over the last few weeks has been superb, and the less said about Wolves the better. But like we were saying just before kick-off, football not won on paper, and Wolves in the opening 17 and a half minutes here have looked bright and looked sharp whenever they've been able to get the ball off of Liverpool. They've just been penalised for a foul here, so it will be a Liverpool free kick inside their own half. Liverpool dominating possession, but Wolves not bad.
No, not bad at all. Organised, compact. I think it's going to be a game of patience for Liverpool, making sure that they wait for a lapse of concentration from a Wolves player. It might come in the second half. It might be just one of them games where you try and tire the Wolves players out, both physically and mentally.
Liverpool with the ball on this near side. Kerkez on the left, back in field to Van Dijk, who's seen a lot of the ball in the opening 18 and a half minutes here, keeps it moving. Gravenberch tries to skip past Talou Arakadare, keeps it moving, gives it to Jones, tries the flick, receives it back on the 1-2. Wolves able to clear over the halfway line. Liverpool attempting to come down the centre that time, because most of their attacks have come down the left so far. No joy there, trying the centre, very nearly paid off thanks to some Jones trickery. Here he is again on the ball at the moment, left side of the midfield. We tip towards the 20th minute here at Anfield. Gravenberch, ball allowed to run by McAllister to Frimpong, edge of the area right side. He's got 3 Wolves players for company. Can he whip it across here? Frimpong, he can. Low ball, couldn't quite be taken by any of the 4 waiting inside the penalty area, and it's going to be cleared towards the halfway line. Arakadare able to hold the ball up, works it in field but gives it away, and Liverpool have it back again. And here they come with Wirtz, who's got space in the midfield. To the right, Chiesa plays it forwards. Frimpong will give chase, but it's seen behind. Wolves goal kick, but it seems when not if. for a Liverpool goal.
Yeah, and it was a nice play down the right from Frimpong, but initially what we do know about him is he might be suspect defensively, but he can beat a player in wide areas.
Liverpool 0, Wolves 0 here on 5 Sports Extra at the moment on this December the 27th. A regular pattern of Premier League fixtures. Manchester United getting the weekend off to a winning start with the Friday night football last night, beating Newcastle by a goal to 0. 2 commentaries for you on 5 Live tomorrow. Sunderland against Leeds at 2, Crystal Palace against Tottenham at 4:30, and just listen to the noise around Anfield as we hit the 20th minute here. Brilliant fan base. Diogo Jota scarves being held high, not just in the home sections but the away sections too. Meeting of 2 of his former clubs. Fantastic stuff pre-match, lovely tributes. We saw them started off last night when the Wolves players came to lay flowers outside Anfield, and the tributes continuing today as Liverpool whipping across towards Ekitike. Wolves deal with it once and then twice. And it's just been excellent from all concerned. Yeah, it has, and I was just looking across at the Wolves fans who've all joined in as well, and they were having their own rendition. I think it was around about 18 minutes, and it was warmly responded to by the Liverpool fans with a round of applause and appreciation. As soon as the clock hit 20, the volume went up a few notches. Great stuff, great stuff. Liverpool attack comes to nothing here, and Wolves will come away with the ball down their left. Jam-packed and sold out here at Anfield for this festive fixture. Still goalless. Elsewhere though, Arsenal leading Brighton 1-0, Brentford leading Bournemouth 1-0. Those are the only 2 goals in the Premier League's 5 3 o'clock kickoffs so far. Earlier, if you've been out and about, Forest 1, Manchester City 2 was the final score. Highlights tonight, match of the day on BBC One. Liverpool in their left-back area at the moment with Curtis Jones, who's been busy in the opening 21.5 minutes. Kirkes to Wirtz. One serious attempt on goal in the whole game. One apiece really. Ekitike hitting the post for Liverpool, and then Mane with a shot from the edge of the area, testing Alisson for Wolves a few moments ago. Jones tries the through ball, easily read and cut out by Wolves, who've had all the answers defensively so far. As I say, the one time their defence has been breached, the post came to their rescue. Gravenberch to the left, Kirkes, a little bit of time and space. First time low cross is in. First time clearance though made by Wolves, out for a throw. You said it earlier, Stephen, they are going to have to be patient, Liverpool, here it would appear. Yeah, they will, and that's the way that teams will come and sit back against Liverpool. And I think what they thought was they had a formula now that they could counter-attack Liverpool, and that was the way out. But what we've seen in recent weeks is an improvement from that side of the game. Kirkes tries the cross, headed away by Wolves again. Can Arakadare get there first on the halfway line? No, he can't. Wolves started brightly in the opening couple of minutes, but then the possession that Liverpool have had since then, you would have expected more chances to be created. 77% possession to Wolves 23. XG Liverpool 0.32, 0.03 for Wolves. Liverpool with 3 shots, Wolves with 1, but that 1 shot has been on target. Those the early stats in the opening quarter of this game. Wolves will go long, Hwang will give chase, but he will be beaten to it by Frimpong. Back to his goalkeeper, gives it to Konate, and Liverpool build again from the back as they look to make it 3 Premier League wins in a row, following that win here against Brighton and then that impressive 2-1 win at Spurs last game before Christmas. Liverpool on the attack here. Chiesa cutting in from the right. Wolves able to clear towards halfway. Konate first there to the loose ball, and now Gravenberch, and now Frimpong. Chiesa tries the 1-2 with Frimpong. If he can keep it in play, he can. Whips in a good cross. Wolves clearance only as far as the 18 yards line, and it's going to be picked up, the loose ball, by Van Dijk. Back out to the left. Wirtz does well to shrug off Doherty. Cuts inside on his right foot. Forced to check. Can he get a shot away? Nobody wants to have a shot at the moment. Kirkes with a cross. That's blocked. Liverpool have a corner. The way he moves, Wirtz, is just phenomenal. I mean, he just... His elegance on the ball, the way he moves his hips and his legs, I mean, people just move from... They buy them body movement every single time. He's quite brilliant. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar, I really do.
but Liverpool just need to find that little bit more quality in the final third. But from a Wolves point of view, very, very well organised so far.
How long can they continue to absorb it is the question. He just glides, doesn't he, Wirtz?
It's incredible, isn't it?
To kind of sum up how he plays, when you watch him, Stephen's just sitting here constantly shaking his head, not disappointed but just in disbelief, like how does he do that? In swinging corner, Anfield Road, end of the ground, to be whipped in by Alexis McAllister. In it goes, it's deep, Gravenberch's over there, tries the pull back, it's blocked, and Liverpool will settle for another corner. Ball coming off Hugo Bueno that time, and Wolves continue, as Stephen said a few moments ago, to defend well, to be well disciplined. Rob Edwards, 6 defeats out of 6 as Wolves manager in the Premier League. He's desperate for his first point, let alone his first win. The only Premier League manager to go 7 defeats out of 7 in his first 7 games. Mick McCarthy at Sunderland in the 2002-2003 season. So Rob Edwards, I mean, I'm sure Mick McCarthy's great company, but he doesn't want that kind of company from him. When it comes to the stats, it's going to be an away swinger this time from the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand side of the ground from McAllister. 6 red shirts for him to aim for. In it goes towards the penalty spot, looking for Ekitike. It's found Wirtz on this near side, back in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Wolves again. A few cheers from the Wolves supporters behind that for that clearance. I think they're getting frustrated that their players aren't pushing out quicker from these set pieces though. Here's Gravenberch, inside right, diagonal ball from right to left. Sarr comes, Sarr claims, good goalkeeping to take the pressure off a very busy back three in front of him.
Yeah, disappointing ball from Gravenberch. I think Jose Sarr was delighted with that ball, thinking that takes a little bit of pressure off our back line, but it was very interesting that when he caught that ball, no one ran out from a Wolves point of view. They're just so reluctant to break shape. It's almost like Rob Edwards has said, we're coming here to get a draw. If we get a draw, we're happy with a point and I'll take the point and move on. It's going to be very difficult for them to absorb this pressure for sort of what have we got left. 65 minutes. It's an awful long time to do it.
I was going to say, I won't look at the clock, but I'll tell you, it's a long time. It's a long time. I was here back in 2008 for a very famous Stoke City result. That was a draw. Stoke came for a point. They'd only been in the Premier League for a few weeks and it ended 0-0, but I think Liverpool's possession was something like 90-odd%. Stoke didn't have a shot. Liverpool had about 5,000. And Stoke under Tony Pulis that day came away with a 0-0 draw and a point. Wolves are going to have to go some to match that kind of defensive performance here this afternoon. Different times, different teams. Liverpool have got it in the centre of midfield with Van Dijk, who's come forwards, out to the left of Wirtz. Can he make Stephen shake his head this time? Keeps it more routine, but somehow manages to pick out Gravenberch. And now Frimpong on the right, low ball in towards Ekitike, blocked. McAllister with the effort, good save Sarr to tip it onto the frame of the goal. Brilliant save by Sarr. Offside flag's gone up as the ball came back out, but that was a fantastic save by Sarr to deny McAllister with a thunderbolt.
Yeah, lovely movement from Liverpool as they work it from the left-hand side out to the right. It's Wirtz as he spins it across into Gravenberch. He puts a ball out and says to Frimpong, just hit it first time into the penalty area. I think Ekitike misses the first ball, and as it comes back to McAllister, he's the one who gets the shot on goal. It would have been disallowed, I think, because of Chiesa in front of Jose Sarr, but Sarr wasn't to know. It's a magnificent save, as you say, Lee. Great hand onto the post. But that was nearly the moment for Liverpool.
Offside because Chiesa was in front of Sarr, and then when you see the angle from behind the goal, despite the offside, Sarr still makes the save. If I was the keeper, I'd be telling the linesman to keep his flag down because I'd want full credit for it. That was a great stop. Sarr, the Brentford defeat last time out was his first Premier League appearance since Leeds on the 20th of September. That defeat at Molineux. Bit of time out of the side. Sam Johnston's been playing instead. Sarr back in goal and back in form. What a brilliant save that was. Still goalless somehow here at Anfield. That's the second time a Liverpool player has hit the frame of the goal. The other player was this man now, Ekitike, who snatches this shot wide, takes a deflection, and Liverpool have their fourth corner inside the first 28.5 minutes here. Liverpool again starting to knock on the Wolves' door.
Yeah, lovely from Ekitike. A little back heel into the path of Kerkez, who returns the favour, gives it him back, and then he thinks from all the 20 odd yards, he thinks why not have a shot. Mosquera does well, closes him down, Another corner to Liverpool.
Still no goals elsewhere apart from the two that I've given you in the Premier League. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0, Brentford 1, Bournemouth 0. McAllister with an in-swinger here in front of the away fans in the Anfield Road end. In it goes, deep again towards the back post. Van Dijk gets his head on it. I think Chiesa was lining that up though on his left foot. Would have been a better option. Van Dijk didn't get the shout. Wolves able to clear, and Liverpool go all the way back to Alisson, who's standing on the edge of the centre circle. Likes to go wandering, doesn't he? Alisson just goes for a festive walk every now and again, and why not? Gives it to Van Dijk. Bit too busy from that corner because Chiesa was waiting to let fly with the shot. Here's Frimpong instead, wide on the right, midway inside the Wolves half. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0 as we hit the half-hour mark here on Merseyside. Van Dijk, space in the midfield. Wolves defending brilliantly at the moment. Gravenberch, ball forwards, flicked on that time by Chiesa, but nobody on Chiesa's wavelength.
No, it was really lively from Chiesa because he had a man up right on top of him, and he knew that if he could just release it round the corner, Ekitike would be free, but Ekitike just caught on his heels ever so slightly.
Chiesa, 2 goals so far this season. One was when me and Stephen were here on the opening night, that 4-2 win against Bournemouth. In and out so far this campaign. Kind of like Liverpool's form in some ways. Ball loose on the halfway line, right in front of where Arne Slot is standing. Liverpool throw taken quickly by Kerkez. And now Van Dijk. Liverpool 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Who has got a trick? And that feels like it's what is going to be needed to unlock this Wolves defence at the moment. Back 3, but now as we look at them lined up here, very much 5-4-1 as they sit defensively. And they've had Ekitike's number and Frimpong's as well for much of the opening stages of this game. Van Dijk, chip ball with his right foot diagonally from left to right, brought down by Chiesa, and now Frimpong. Cross is going to get whipped in, ball's loose. Wolves do well to intercept and clear through Andre. He did really well there, actually, Andre, in the centre of midfield under a little bit of pressure. And Wolves are able to clear their lines once more, but I mean, they've won a free kick this time. Liverpool have got them penned in so far up the field. It's difficult for them to get out of their own penalty area without it coming straight back to them.
Yeah, they're finding it so tough, aren't they? Such has been the press from Liverpool, but then the lack of ambition from Wolves. There was a moment ago where they looked like they had an opportunity to break, and Rob Edwards was screaming at the players to hold the positions.
Sarri made that good save a few moments ago. It's a misplaced clearance this time, and the loose ball falls in the centre circle for Liverpool, but Wolves have been able to win it back, and here comes Mane driving forwards, puts in a shot over the crossbar on the counter, high into the cop, but then Wolves out of nowhere able to come forwards on the counter, and that's not the first time Mane's had a shot at Alisson's goal.
No, and it's Konate getting too tight to Arakadare. One thing is, Arakadare is he's so strong and physical, but Konate always wants to almost match players and show that he's strong enough as well. But what Arakadare can do then is he can just pop it off around the corner. Mane gets that run at goal and shoots probably a little bit too early, but danger sign for Liverpool.
Well, that's twice now the 18-year-old has gone close. I mean, and that time it was from an awful Sarr clearance, which very much fell kindly in the centre circle. Still 0-0, but Wolves with chances as well as Liverpool here, who are being frustrated at Anfield, unable to find a way past Sarr, and more to the point, the frame of the Wolves goal. Twice it's been rattled. Liverpool looking for better this time with Wirtz, who's been excellent, and now Jones, who's been busy running at Mosquera. Mosquera defends well, not for the first time. He's right on the byline here, clears, does well, plays the ball against Jones, and it will be a Wolves goal kick. It's a fascinating, I mean, it's a 0-0. Let's not try and big it up to be more.
You tried,
than it's been.
you were just about to.
It's a tactical battle, and it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's exactly what it is. It's an element where it's a typical bottom of the table Premier League club coming here, not opening themselves up too much. Why would you? A team that's really poor, really struggled this season, and almost saying, okay, well, one thing we can try and do is frustrate for as long as we can. So far, Wolves' game plan is working from a Liverpool point of view. I said the word before, you've just got to be patient, you've just got to take your time to break this team down. That's the reason there's 90 minutes on the clock. There's not 5 minutes to win a game, there's 90.
Wolves' game plan working. It's going to be tested here though as Liverpool come forwards. Ball to the left to Kerkez inside the penalty area left side, sends in the cross, headed away And now Wolves able to play the ball out to the right and come forwards again with that man Mane, fearless at the age of 18, 2 shots on goal already, and he keeps on going. He's ran from inside his own half here, takes it to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Eventually Liverpool should clear. Van Dijk under pressure from Hwang, goes back to Alisson, he clears sideways to Wirtz, and he turns his marker Doherty superbly well, right foot to his left. Exhibition stuff from Wirtz, and now he switches things from left to right. Couldn't quite pick out Frimpong with the final pass. Intercepted by Bueno. That was superb.
Oh, just shifting it from left to right and then dropping the shoulder, getting away. It was a shame that the ball for Frimpong wasn't better, but he just shows glimpses, doesn't he, where you just go, once it actually clicks, once he gets up to speed at the Premier League, more physicality, making decisions a little bit quicker, you'll see the true player that he is.
35 played, still 0-0, but plenty to keep us entertained. Liverpool with plenty of possession. Wolves making life difficult for themselves here, running into Chiesa. They settle for a throw over on the far side. So we mentioned the Wolves game plan working superbly. The Warnock game plan, he's been sitting at the top of this main stand talking to Mark Chapman on 5 Live since 12:30. We mentioned at the start of the commentary, he's brought heated everything. Doing the trick?
It's working. I am warm. I'm comfortable. That is the most important thing.
My mate John Akers always brings a heated blanket, a heated body warmer.
Got that.
See,
tick, tick.
You've taken the leaf out of a good book there.
Thick gloves. You've just got to make sure you're prepared. I've got a coat like a sleeping bag as well. Yeah. I've got. Do you know what I've got on as well? I've got waterproof socks on, which you wear for cycling.
Is that right? I was going to say, why would you need waterproof socks if you had good trainers? But that explains it.
No, because it keeps the warmth in. There you go.
I've gone with football socks and the standard.
Have you got shin pads in?
No, I haven't. Although I have spent pre-match sitting with Leon Osman, so it would have been a wise idea. Here's Kirkes to the edge of the area, rolls the ball back. Here's Konate midway inside the Wolves half. Liverpool starting to warm up themselves here in this move. Frimpong running at 2 on the right, rolls the ball back. Can somebody whip a ball into the penalty area? Here's Gravenberch 25 yards out dead centre. Andre's in his face, so he goes back to Van Dijk. Wirtz wants it to the left, picks him out, takes a touch. First time pass is a good one. Chiesa inside the area left side, ball across the face of goal, saved by the left foot of Sarr, and then Kirkes blazes it so high and wide it nearly landed in Manchester.
Yeah, lovely again from Wirtz. He's the player, isn't he? He's the one that everything that Liverpool do well today hits going through him. Lovely play from Chiesa, because he dropped his shoulder. It looked like he was going to play the pass and he just bought himself another half a yard, but the pass was low, it was hard, and then Sarr defends it with his foot, and we will not talk about Kirkes' shot.
What were you saying earlier? He's been tried too hard?
Yeah, and he did exactly that then, just blasting it. Doesn't need to blast it in that situation. More composure, try and pick a man out, try and pick a teammate out in a better position.
Frimpong clears down the right. Ekitike tries to make it stick on halfway. There's a battle in the midfield, which is won by Liverpool. Through ball played by Jones. Too much on it. Carries all the way through to Sarr once again.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the bench at Liverpool could get a message onto the midfield players saying, pick your head up, look where Sarr is when you win the ball in midfield. He's on the edge of his box, if not more, every time they pick the heads up. And there was an opportunity before for Wirtz, and there was one there for Curtis Jones. I think he could catch him out, I really do.
Liverpool have the ball on the halfway line. 7.5 minutes to go until half-time. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0. Here's Jones again, keeps it moving to Kirkes, who had that tame effort a few moments ago. Van Dijk. Now Gravenberch, he's got Frimpong to his right and acres of space. That's why the fans are getting annoyed all around us here at the top of the main stand. Wirtz does well. There are the cheers, because he has picked out Frimpong this time. Running it 2, back to Wirtz. Nice 1-2. Over the top to Frimpong inside the penalty area. Tries the pull-back, blocked, and Liverpool have their 5th corner of the first half.
Well, the big thing is that a couple of the balls that have come in from that right-hand side have been the best passage of play for Liverpool, so why not get the ball out to him? You know you can beat a player in 1v1 situations. He's very capable of doing that.
It's going to be another away swinger from the Sekeni Dalglish side of the ground. Anfield Road end. Liverpool with 4 on the 18 yards line, 2 on the 6 yards line, and then 2 on the edge of the D. Plenty to try and pick out here. In goes the cross, headed on by Chiesa. Loose ball will fall for Gravenberch. Good sliding tackle going in by Mane, doing his bit defensively this time. Mosquera there as well. Ball worked out to the right. Here's Wirtz, edge of the penalty area. Forwards to Chiesa, to the byline. Chiesa with a cross. Good looking cross towards Canate. Wolves flick it clear. Only as far as Ekitike. Left side of the box on his right foot. Sends it across. Headed down. Falls for Van Dijk. Intercepted brilliantly that time by Ara Kadare. Wolves aren't giving Liverpool the time that they want.
No, they're on the ropes though, aren't they? They're making sure that they're defending as well as they can, but you just think, are they going to switch off? Is this pressure going to be too much from Liverpool?
It's attack after attack at the moment. Can Wolves last until half-time, which is 5.5 minutes away, plus stoppage time? Ball wide on the right. Chiesa's out there. Running at the left-back, Bueno loses it. Wolves will bring it clear. They take it to halfway, and Liverpool will have to build again from the back with Frimpong. It's one of those games where when you're commentating on it, you feel like you need to keep commentating on the actual action on the pitch, because you can't take your eyes off it, because it's constant attack after attack. No time for...
Are you looking for more Celtic goals?
Well, do you know what? I wasn't actually. But now you mention it, Stephen, they've just scored actually. Livingston 2, Celtic 3 is our latest from the SPR. More than just a pretty face. Stephen Warnock, everybody.
What a guess.
Earlier it ended Hibs 3, Hearts 2. Brentford have just got a second at home to Bournemouth. Brentford 2, Bournemouth 0. Updates of that into the Arsenal commentary on 5 Live. Arsenal still leading Brighton 1-0. Here goalless Liverpool and Wolves as Van Dijk goes to the right to Chiesa. Infield, Frimpong 25 yards out. Into the area he goes. He might fancy a shot himself here. Pulls the ball back. Chance for Gravenberch. 1-0. Easy as that. Ball out to the right. Frimpong did well. Pulled it back. Gravenberch put in a shot. No chance for Sarr that time. And Ryan Gravenberch, 5 minutes before the break, makes it Liverpool 1, Wolves 0.
Brilliant from Frimpong on that right-hand side. And we said most of the passages of play that have been dangerous from Liverpool, they come from that right-hand side. He picks the ball up and he drives past 2 players. But everyone else wanted the low cross across the 6-yard box. He pulled it back towards the edge of the penalty box, and then Gravenberch unleashed a right-footed shot into the bottom corner, and then he gave the crocodile Diogo Jota trademark celebration as he scored the goal. A lovely touch, but what a ball this is from Frimpong. Great play from him. It was coming.
It's been coming since minute 3, you have to say, and Ryan Gravenberch has tried to do that about 5 times already. Just hold off on the edge of the penalty area to lose his marker. This time he did, and he had time to line up that side foot shot. Plenty of power into the bottom corner, low to Sarr's left. No chance that time for the keeper, who's done well so far in this game. Liverpool have a more than deserved lead. Liverpool 1, Wolves 0, here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC, and here they come again straight away, looking to make it 2 with Ekitike. 5 in 3, through ball, Wirtz with a chance, Wirtz with a goal! It's first for the football club. It's been a long time coming, and finally, Florian Wirtz, no debating this one, has his first goal with a Liverpool badge on his shirt. Brilliant move from start to finish. Easy finish for him in the end, and he is up and running. Liverpool 2, Wolves 0.
The best player on the pitch by a country mile, the most inventive, the one who's willing to take risks, and he finds himself in the centre-forward position because Ekitike does all the donkey work for him. He's the one who skips by Mosquera, then he slips the pass in, and Wirtz with a lovely finish. He just takes a touch, waits for Sarr to get close to him, and then just pokes it past him. And if you wonder what the big cheer was for, it's because they're so happy for Wirtz, because they knew that he's been the pawn player today, that he's tried so hard all season. Liverpool 2-0.
You wait ages for a goal, and then Gravenberch on 41 and Wirtz on 42 put Liverpool in control on the stroke of half-time. At last, for Florian Wirtz, and the sense of joy, the sense of relief all around the stadium now that will hopefully, from a Liverpool perspective, be the first of a lot for him.
Yeah, and you can sense the relief as well from his point of view, and just that satisfaction of getting his first goal. But Chris, how calm was he when he went through? Just that comfort of the toe poke past the goalkeeper. He was just in control of the situation. You're thinking, is he going to panic when he goes through? Absolutely not. It was just, no, I'm happy in this position. I've been here before. I know I'm a good enough player.
he'd have been forgiven for panicking as well, because it was a chance that he had to take because he was through on goal, but he got a Wolves defender breathing down his neck, held him off, finished well. Liverpool 2, Wolves 0 here on 5 Sports Extra. Wirtz with a diagonal ball into the area this time, but Jose Sarr, who's just picked the ball out of his neck twice in the space of a minute, says, leave this one to me. Brilliant assist by Ekitike in the first place.
How good was it? I mean, the way he knocked the ball past Mascara and bullied him out the way, got beyond him, and then the presence of mind to pick the pass. It was, I mean, he's been outstanding since he joined Liverpool, continues his good form as well. But what is Rob Edwards going to do now? What's his response?
Liverpool lose it at the back, and here comes João Gomez into the Liverpool area left side, tries the pull back. Is he going to settle for a corner? Yes, he is. And just out of nowhere there, Wolves find themselves with a little bit of luck. Final 30 seconds of the half, Liverpool leading 2-0, but an opportunity here. They have shown on the odd occasion that they get a chance, Wolves, they can test Alisson in that Liverpool goal.
Yeah, they can. I mean, it was interesting there when João Gomez picked his head up. He could have crossed it into the box and Liverpool players could have just left it. There was no one in there. Again, no intensity, no desire to get in the penalty box. It could change now, though, from a corner.
3 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half here at Anfield. Wolves corner in front of the Kop. It's an in-swinger, and it goes into the 6 yards area, headed up in the air, but not really clear by Liverpool. It's loose in there. Eventually Frimpong puts his foot through it. Wolves try and hack it back forwards. Liverpool will clear, but Andre does well to make it stick and to keep possession for Wolves. Liverpool have stayed sitting in here, so Wolves are going to come back at them again with Andre, cutting in from the left on his right foot. 30 seconds of those 3 additional minutes have elapsed. So Liverpool leading 2-0 here. Brentford leading Bournemouth by 2-0. That second Brentford goal was a Petrovic own goal, by the way, and Arsenal lead Brighton by 1 Odegaard goal to 0. Still no goals Burnley and Everton, and still no goals West Ham and Fulham in the other 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Wolves go diagonally from left to right, held up by Arakadare to Doherty on this near side, plays the ball in field. He was looking for a 1-2 there, but Hwang goes alone, tries to switch it from right to left, not quite sure who he was aiming for that time. It was nowhere near Mane, and Chiesa is able to clear, and Chiesa is able to come forwards on the break now, works the ball in field. Ekitike, Chiesa, good Liverpool counter this, opportunity for 3, Chiesa with a shot, well blocked, ball balloons up into the air. Wolves still haven't dealt with it fully, and eventually Bueno's able to prevent the corner, but now Liverpool, now they've got that little bit of confidence given to them by the 2 goals in the space of a minute, look like scoring every single time they come forwards. And this is the latest time, because it's Kirkes who gives it to Frimpong, who's switched from right to left here, cutting inside on his right foot. Can he get the shot away? No, not quite this time. Ball will fall loose on this near side, and Kirkes will take his time. 1 minute of the 3 still to play. Ekitike. Can Liverpool get a third? The performance, you have to say, really, as good as Wolves have defended, their performance would warrant a third. Ball rolled back to the edge of the centre circle. Curtis Jones, Liverpool very patient. They look like they're going to be more than happy with the 2, given how hard they had to work for them. Here's Van Dijk. But the way Liverpool took those 2 goals, absolutely superbly. So many people happy for the scorer of the second, Florian Wirtz. Well taken on the end of a brilliant Ekitike through ball. Gravenberch finishing off a good move by Frimpong for the first, and all is rosy in the Anfield Garden this Christmas, until now when Konate just switches off inside the centre circle and very nearly presents the ball to Arakadare.
Yeah, and that's been Liverpool's problem this year, that they've been punished from situations like that. There was a moment earlier on when Gravenberch gave the ball away, a lapse in concentration. Konate's just done the same. You can never relax in a Premier League football game. That's why you've got to continue to the whistle, make sure that you see out half-time, and Curtis Jones was trying to do that.
And there is the whistle. Liverpool lead Wolves on an emotional afternoon at Anfield by 2-0. 2 really well taken goals. I just described them for you a few moments ago. Gravenberch with the first, Wirtz with the second, 60 seconds later. Just more than the home team deserved, but they had to work hard.
Yeah, they had to work hard, and very hard, and a Wolves team that have come here to defend and make life difficult, and they needed a little bit of patience. They started to sense a little bit of blood, and Wolves were on the ropes, and they scored with a lovely goal. Great play from Frimpong down the right hand side, who's been dangerous for Liverpool down that right hand side, and Gravenberch got his goal with a comfortably A nice little slotted ball into the bottom corner, and then just moments later, a quick turnover in midfield, and Wirtz, who's been the best player on the pitch, gets his goal eventually in the Premier League.
Well, I'm just looking at my stats screen here to my right, actually. I've written down Florian Wirtz, 22 years old, 116 million from Leverkusen in the summer, still yet to score. We can delete that last bit. For Wolves, I won't read out what I've written for their pre-match stats because they don't make happy reading. It feels like a loaded question. Anyway, back. No, quite simply no, because they haven't really carried a threat. I mean, Mane's done okay. He's had a couple of efforts at goal, but when you look at the commitment to get out of the shape and to cause Liverpool a problem, they haven't done that, and that's from the manager. I've been watching him down in front of us, and he's been telling them to put the brakes on to stay in the shape. Well, now he's got a big team talk at half-time because he's invited that pressure onto his team. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time for full second half commentary here at Anfield, but at half-time it is Liverpool 2, Wolves 0.
To the hands of Martin Dubravka. Apart from that, it's been 45 minutes of patchy football and half chances. Armando Brojo has looked lively against his former side. He has had a shot over the bar. Beto just wide at the other end, but neither keeper has been troubled too much. Scott Parker will be happier, I would think, at the break. A furious looking David Moyes went fast down the tunnel to speak to his players. It's Burnley 0, Everton 0.
West Ham Fulham also goalless. Katie Smith.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty positive showing though from struggling West Ham. Some good link-up play. They've created a fair few chances. Their best from main man, captain Jarrod Bowen. A shot at the near post, saved well by Leno. Both sides, as you'd imagine, creating their best chances on the counter. Fulham have also had a few shots from distance, not far off the target. One from Harry Wilson and another speculative one from Anderson, which Areola made a right meal of, saving with his feet and falling over in the process. Pretty even this, goalless.
Now, earlier in the Scottish Premiership, leaders Hearts lost the Edinburgh derby, beaten 3-2 at Hibs. So an opportunity for Celtic to close the gap. At times, they've made hard work of this, though. Martin Dowden.
Yes, Livingston 2, Celtic 4. What an incredible game of football. Celtic twice coming from behind to now hold a commanding lead. 4 goals in the opening 10 minutes. And now Wilfred Nancy's side in pole position to heap pressure on league leaders Hearts. 6 points of gap with 2 games in hand as things stand. Benjamin Negrin and Hyung Jun Yang twice equalised. Fine strikes from Livingston's Christian Montano and a quite sensational start. Negrin with a fine finish to put Celtic ahead in off the far post before Arne Engels slotted home a penalty. A late Livingston flurry in that half came to nothing, but reminded us in this game you just never know what's next. Livingston 2, Celtic 4.
Jan Dander, who's on loan at Dundee from Hearts, has just scored from the penalty spot to give them the lead at home to Falkirk, and the half-time whistle has just gone at Dens Park. Also gone at St Mirren, and they are goalless with Kilmarnock, and it's goalless at Ibrox as well. Jane Lewis.
It is indeed, yeah, no goals. And I have to say here at Ibrox, that is largely down to the form of the 2 goalkeepers, Jack Butland and Callum Ward, who have been really, really busy and have been vital for their respective sides. Luke Fasinger, Callum Hendry have both tested Butland. So too did Elijah Just as half-time approached, but Butland was more than equal to their efforts. Then a brilliant double save at the other end from Motherwell's Callum Ward, kept out Barron and then Gassama on the rebound. He also saved from Gassama as well later on in the first half. Really brilliant performances from the goalkeeper. Emmanuel Fernandez had a weak header for Rangers towards the end of the first half. No surprises when Callum Ward easily plucked it out of the air, though. It's been a frustrating first half for both these sides. They've seen plenty of the ball, they've created chances, but they've just come up against 2 goalkeepers who've been in really, really good form. Interesting to see if that form can continue in the second half. It's 0-0 here.
In the Scottish Championship, Arbroath 0, Adrionians 0, Morton 0, Ayr 1. Partick Thistle are 2-1 up at Queen's Park, but they are reduced to 10 in that game. They're in second, Partick in the Scottish Championship. Wraith 0, Dunfermline 2. And St Johnstone, the leaders, are being held at bottom side Ross County. It is goalless there. In League 1, Alloa 0, Stenhousemuir 0, East Fife 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Montrose 0, Inverness 1, Peterhead 0, Cove Rangers 2, and Queen of the South lead Hamilton by 2-0. In Scottish League 2, Annan 2, Stranraer 2, Dumbarton 0, Stirling 1, East Kilbride 1, Clyde 0, Edinburgh, the bottom side 1, leaders Spartans 2, and Forfar 2, Elgin 1. In the Welsh Premier, they're midway through the second half and Colwyn Bay lead at Carnarvon by 2-0. In the Africa Cup of Nations, earlier Benin 1, Botswana 0. In the same group at half-time, goalless between Senegal and DR Congo. In the Prem Rugby at half-time, Bristol 12, Newcastle 17 and Gloucester 14, Saracens 17. In the United Rugby Championship, Zebra and Benetton are level at 16 points each. They're 10 minutes into the second half there. And at half-time, Edinburgh 3, Glasgow 7. 6 minutes to 4 o'clock. Richard Foster has the news.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde has apologised after the wrong body was given to undertakers for a cremation. The error was only discovered after the service had taken place. The Scottish Government says it's deeply concerned by the incident. Ukraine says the latest Russian drone and missile attacks on Kyiv and the surrounding region have killed at least one person and injured dozens more. Power has been cut for hundreds of thousands of people living there. One of the 2 men who went missing off the Devon coast after a Christmas Day swim has been named by his family. Matthew Upham was amongst a group of swimmers who got into difficulty in the sea at Budleigh Salterton. And the Treasury is to insure the Bayeux Tapestry for around £800 million while it's on loan to the British Museum next year. It'll travel to London as part of a deal between the British and French governments.
The Night Owls is a surveillance unit.
Copy that.
You do not hunt down.
New series of The Night Manager.
I think Teddy has smuggled arms into Colombia.
That's your chance to be a snake in their garden.
Welcome to Colombia. You are not the one in control here.
Starring Tom Hiddleston.
Something's not right.
The Night Manager.
Why are you really here?
Starts New Year's Day on BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sports with Mark Chapman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Let's get some reaction from the early game in the Premier League. Ryan Cherky scoring late on for Manchester City as they won 2-1 at Nottingham Forest. Sean Dyche not happy that City's winner was allowed to stand.
You know, the goals, we can pick the bones out, I'm sure we will, but how we don't get the referee today, but I'm lost for words about that. VAR and all this, we keep seeing on corners, and then our player gets thrown to the floor, nothing's done, they score from it, the same player tries to block it. It's getting ridiculous now. We know there's no intention for them to head the ball, he just pushes him to the floor. Can't do that in a corner. Anyway, that aside, back to my side, I thought they were terrific, I really did. The tactical information they absorbed and the way that we played against them, we know these are a good side, of course, they're free-flowing at the minute, they're keeping the ball well, they're playing in possession well, we know they're going to do that. So you've got to work well without the ball, and I thought at times you're absolutely outstanding, and scored a fantastic goal, and should have scored earlier in the game, of course, with the best chance of the first half.
When City got the opening goal, they came out you really big time second half. They knew they had to speed things up to get in behind you and get those gaps. But the way that you came back at them again, and the quality of that goal from deep inside your own half, and the finish, and Amari taking up that good position, I mean, that was wonderful football.
Very pleased with a lot of the passages of play, considering you're not going to have the ball that much. When you have got it, you've got to do something with it, and I thought we found some really good passages. As I said, best chance of the first half, great goal in the second half, and they've had to sort of scrap and fight, which, don't get me wrong, they do well. That's why they can win titles and stuff like that, 'cause you can't be brilliant all the time, but they get lucky today, not in the way of their play, by the way, because I think they're a top side, top manager, but the officials had a massive part to play today and they didn't do their job, and I've already messaged to ask for a report on the VAR because I find that impossible that Morgan Gibbs-White is not considered a foul.
So that was Sean Dyche. Here is the man who got City's winner, Ryan Cherky.
We know when you come here on Nottingham on the Boxing Day for play this game is very complicated, because it's a very great team, and today we are very proud to win this game.
You seem to come out for the second half with an extra determination in your step. What was said during the break?
He said, let's do it again and again, try again, because when we find the little space, we win this game, and today is that.
You had a hand in that goal, of course, and then scored what proved to be the winning goal. Let's go through the goals one by one. Firstly, the pass that led to the opening goal.
Yeah, I know my quality is the pass. I give the good pass for TG, and very great finish. I'm very proud of the team, because today is the big game.
A great response from Forest to come back at you so quickly for 1-1, and it looked as though you might not have time to get the winning goal, and then that corner, beautiful setup by Josko.
When you come here, you know the team of Nottingham is the big team, lot of good players. I'm very proud to score for my team, because because the championship is so long. And we need all point for win this game.
Ryan Cherky, you can see everything match of the day, 10:25 on BBC One. Celtic currently reducing the gap on Hearts at the top of the Scottish Premiership to 3 points. They are 4-2 up at Livingston at the break. Hearts beaten 3-2 by Hibs in the Edinburgh derby earlier. Hearts at one stage had been 3-0 down. Here's Derek McInnes.
Poor start, both halves losing the goal within the first 3 or 4 minutes, I think, of each half. It doesn't do anybody any good for our point of view. I thought Hibs did what they like to do in the first half, a lot better than what we like to do. It wasn't anything about our attacking play. We had plenty of possession, we weren't incisive enough, but that's not the part that's let us down. The part that's let us down today is stopping the switch of play, stopping crosses and not picking up midfield runners, and it's stuff that we showed and spoke about. It's the basics in any game. If you don't do the basics well, it doesn't matter how good you are or how good a run you're on, you're going to end up with a sore one, and you can't just play for half an hour and lose 3 goals and expect to get something for the game. You have to say Hibs, I thought, were better than us, probably for a good hour of the game. It's a sore one for us, but we've got to own that. Do you know what I mean? It's like people, we get to the top of the league not by being Barcelona, not by being something we think we are. It's by doing basics well in games, and particularly in a derby, you need to do that.
Derek McInnes after Hearts' defeat at Hibs. Final match of the afternoon session at the World Darts is underway. James Gregg.
Yeah, no Christmas lull here, Mark, from fans and players alike. The standard's been fantastic. Krzysztof Raczewski, the Polish Eagle, and Luke Woodhouse, the 25th seed, have both booked themselves spots in the last 16 of the World Championship. Both players averaging over 95 in their matches. And 12 days after his last match here, Welshman Johnny Clayton, the world number 5, is a set-up at the moment over a tricky Dutchman, Neil Zonneveld. The evening session gets going from 7. Luke Littler continuing his defence tonight, last on against the Austrian Mensur Suljovic.
Yes, thank you, James. So, half-time in the Premier League. Brentford 2, Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Liverpool are 2-0 up at home to Wolves, and West Ham and Fulham are goalless. Our base, though, is the Emirates, where Arsenal lead Brighton by a 0-0. Andy Reid and Alistair Bruce Ball are there, still waiting for the sides to come back out. Would you say Arsenal have been fairly comfortable, Andy? More than comfortable?
Yeah, I would. I don't think Brighton have had a shot on goal. They've had a couple of opportunities to counter-attack, but they haven't really created much. They haven't really troubled Arsenal too much. They've played some okay football, which they do from maybe their penalty box to the halfway line, but after that they haven't really offered much threat. So they're going to have to change that. They're going to have to commit more men forward, but probably I would suggest not straight away. I think they'll probably want it to go on a little bit more at 1-0, and as the game progresses, then they will start to commit men forward. I quite like the shape out of possession. They're clogging up the midfield. Arsenal struggle at times to play through the middle, but once Declan Rice started to stay wider, him and Saka on this side, and then Trossard then on the right hand side, and then Trossard on the left hand side, started to come into the game more, and Arsenal started to look more dangerous.
I think we probably all did the same thing on those of us who were able to see it, on the challenge by Verbruggen on Gyökeres, which was to go, well, it's not a goal-scoring opportunity, so it's probably just a yellow. And then when you see the replay, I mean, he has absolutely mullered him, hasn't he? Yeah, I mean, the force of it is actually, I mean, it is probably still a yellow, but he has absolutely wiped him out.
Welcome back to Anfield. We'll leave Andy Reid chatting away to Mark Chapman there. Full commentary of Arsenal against Brighton is available over on 5 Live with Andy Reid and Alistair Bruce Ball. Here on Sports Extra, we've got the second half of Liverpool and Wolves. Liverpool leading this game by 2-0. Goals coming on 41 and 42 from Gravenberch and eventually Stephen Warnock, we can say it, and from Florian Wirtz too. I'm nowhere near as big a Liverpool fan as you are. I am absolutely buzzing for that guy. He's worked so hard.
Yeah, I just think anyone who makes a big money move or makes a move and things don't quite go their way early on, it just becomes more and more difficult. I always like seeing players score when they've had a barren spell in a team, and he's had that spell in front of goal. But yeah, his form of late has been good, it's been positive, and I'm sure he'll be delighted when he got in at half time.
So just to recap the half-time scores: Arsenal 1, Brighton 0 over on 5 Live, Brentford 2, Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Liverpool 2, Wolves 0 here, and it's goalless between West Ham and Fulham. 5:30 over on 5 Live, Chelsea against Aston Villa. Earlier, Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 2 was the final score at the City Ground. Half-time in the SPL: Livingston 2, Celtic 4 goals in the first 10 minutes there. It finished earlier in the early game in the SPL. Hibs 3, Hearts 2. It's Dundee 1, Falkirk 0 at half-time, and Rangers are being held by Motherwell, as are St Mirren by Kilmarnock. No changes made by either manager at half-time here at Anfield. I'll run through the two lineups for you in just a second, but Liverpool have it with Wirtz. He plays the ball forwards to Kerkez. Kerkez with an early cross, looking for Chiesa. Sarr comes, Sarr takes. And do you know what? I feel sorry for him because he had no chance with the goals and he's been decent throughout otherwise, Sarr.
Yeah, he's done very well, hasn't he? A good decision there to intercept that ball as it came in from Kerkez down the left-hand side. It was Wirtz in that midfield area, just dropping the shoulder. Lovely close control, and then the releasing of the pass. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about him in the second half, if I'm being completely honest.
We're nearly talking about it then because Wolves have just nearly caught themselves out, playing out from the back. Stephen's not going to be talking about anybody for the time being because he is enjoying leek and potato soup, which has been served up here at Anfield.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
You did suck me in with the tomato soup, but actually, leek and potato is my favourite.
I was good.
So
you know what?
Delighted.
Without going full on Alan Partridge, my favourite soup is leek and potato soup.
Yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely. Good choice.
Good choice. Been a good afternoon here at Anfield so far, apart from for those connected to Wolves, but defended well, and then as soon as one goal came, the other quickly followed. Here's Wirtz, edge of the penalty area. Kerkez is over there. He rolls the ball back to Curtis Jones, and now Van Dijk, and now Jones, and Liverpool have it on the edge of the area. I used the phrase in the first half, I'm going to use it again here, moving through the gears, as it's picked up in the midfield by the scorer of Liverpool's first, Ryan Gravenberch. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool 2, Wolves 0. Liverpool line up 4-2-3-1 in front of Alisson, who's their goalkeeper, obviously. The back four from right to left: Jeremy Frimpong, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Milos Kerkez. The two sitting in the midfield are Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones. Then a three of Federico Chiesa, Alexis McAllister, and that man who we were just talking about there, Florian Wirtz, behind the main striker with 5 in 3, Hugo Ekitike, who played a key role with the assist for that Wirtz goal. Excellent through ball, kind of put it on a plate. Wirtz, even though he hadn't scored until then in a Liverpool shirt, couldn't really miss. Although I'm sure he would have been doubting himself as the goal got ever closer. Wirtz lets this one run. Wrong decision. Wolves win it back. Here's Andre. Gives it to Arakadare. Edge of the area. Little flick. Shot goes in from Hwang. That's well blocked. Recovers it. Moves it to the left to Bueno. Intercepted by Frimpong. Goal kick Liverpool is the decision of the referee. You said it at the end of the first half. You might as well say it at the start of the second. Can't switch off.
No, you can't, and you can't be sloppy in it. This time it was Wirtz in the midfield area who was a little bit sloppy. I think those flicks have got to be done at a certain point, or if you're going to do them, make sure that they come off, because they almost got punished there, Liverpool. Good block from Konate, and actually it was Wirtz who then closed down and win the ball back.
Arakadare wanted too long on the ball that time, and Ekitike was the man who was tracking all the way back to pick his pockets, and Liverpool will build again from the back. Wolves with Sarr in goal, their back three: Yerson Mosquera, Santiago Bueno and Ladislav Krejci. Their right wing back is Matt Doherty, their left wing back is Hugo Bueno. The two in midfield are Andre and Joao Gomez, then Mateus Mane, 18-year-old who had a couple of chances in the first half, and Hwang Hee-chan. Those two are behind Talou Arakadare. Liverpool go long, looking for Chiesa. Wolves are able to clear. Ball falls for Frimpong on this near side. In a battle this time with Joao Gomez. Frimpong does well to beat not one but two. Gets pulled to ground, and the referee Simon Hooper says neither were fouls. I thought both were fouls.
Yeah, I did as well. I was very surprised at that. I thought he'd 100% going to get the foul there, Frimpong. Lovely change of pace again, wasn't it? Just knocked the ball around Bueno and then got to the other side of him. It just felt like he tripped him and leaned on top of him then.
Did really well there, Frimpong. Summer signing, of course, from Leverkusen. Just the one goal so far. That was on his debut in the Community Shield against Crystal Palace at Wembley. No Liverpool goals since then, but he would have fancied himself of getting at least an assist as he beat two Wolves players. Eventually Wolves are going to come away with the ball, but Liverpool wanted not one but 2 free kicks. Here come Wolves, looking to hit Liverpool with a bit of a sucker punch here. Arakadare into the area left side. Pullback is blocked by Van Dijk, and Wolves have their second corner of the game and their first of the second half.
Just started to come out the shape a little bit, haven't they? Wolves are making sure that they try and have an impression on this game and don't leave toothless. Have a go, try and get yourselves back into this game, because if you got to lose now, they're 2-0 down, they need to start trying to get shots at goal.
In swinger, Anfield Road end from Andre, as Wolves kick from right to left as we're looking at things. Andre with the corner, header goes in, good save, and the rebound's been put in, and it has been put in by Santiago Bueno. It was Alisson who made the save, header from the corner, he did well to keep it out, and we said you can't switch off. Wolves are back in this just like that, off the Alisson save, rebound put in, Liverpool 2, Wolves 1.
Yeah, it was Arakadare who got the initial header. He gets above Konaté. Konaté's still down. Liverpool players are wanting a foul. They're wanting to have a look at VAR. I don't think there was enough in it. I think he was just stronger. Arakadare, really good save from Alisson, but as it fell to Bueno, simple tapping for him. And we're just getting a little replay on our monitors here of the incident. It's Arakadare who just gets above Konaté. The first one didn't show anything, the second one I just think he's too strong. I think he just gets above Konaté. Konaté's too weak. Bueno, he won't care, he's put it into an empty net, and they're back in the game all of a sudden. Wolves, from having no threat at all to suddenly finding a way in.
They're saying he climbed on Konaté, aren't they? And the game hasn't restarted either. I tell you what, Konaté and Arakadare went for the same header, nothing wrong with it. Goal stands. Wolves are back in this game. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Anfield has gone quiet, but we were saying it in the first half, Stephen, the little bits of kind of crumbs from the table that Wolves have had, they have attempted to make something of them. Mane twice in the first, and now this has been taken by Santiago Bueno in the second.
Yeah, a little bit of complacency from Liverpool, and they've taken advantage of that. And one thing I would say is, where did that all come from? It all came from the Frimpong incident.
Well, look at this. Liverpool have thrown away a few leads this season. We've seen it time and time again. It started on the opening night against Bournemouth when they threw away a 2-0 lead, 2-2. Liverpool ended up winning 4-2. They've done it a few times. They need to be careful they don't do it again here against the team bottom of the league with just 2 Premier League points so far. 10 straight defeats in the league, 11 in all competitions, but they're right back in it here at Anfield. They took Arsenal all the way the other week at the Emirates, Wolves. And they're playing, literally, me and Stephen were saying this off air during half-time, they can play with no fear. They might as well have lost 5-0 as lost 2. They pretty much know that they're destined for Championship football, so come to Anfield. You're probably not going to be here next season. Have a go, try your best, and it's just got them right back in it from that set piece.
It was a really good set piece as well. I think one thing you have to do is put quality into the penalty area, and Andre did that, gave his striker, and he's done well at Arakadare against Konaté. Konaté hasn't fancied that battle today. Gave him an opportunity to go and win that header, and he did that extremely well.
Liverpool come forwards. Is that a foul by Ekitike? No, says the referee. Ball goes out eventually for a Liverpool throw right by the corner flag in front of the Kop. Chiesa thought about taking it quickly, decides to leave it for Jeremy Frimpong instead, and now here a yellow card is going to get shown by Simon Hooper to Rob Edwards, who has said too much on the touchline to the left of halfway. I don't know if that's been flagged by the fourth official or if Simon Hooper saw or heard something himself, but Rob Edwards, the Wolves manager, has just been shown a yellow card.
Yeah, I think it was the fourth official who stepped forward. I'm just wondering whether it was Rob Edwards or whether it was someone else on the bench. So
it was an odd point if it was somebody sitting on the bench, because the only person standing up was Edwards, and he just pointed right at him. We'll get that confirmed on the Premier League app in just a second. And it wasn't a very clear point if it was to anybody on the bench, because that narrowed it down to about 20. Simon Hooper. So we'll confirm it for you momentarily. Ball played forwards. That would have been handball by Chiesa anyway, but the referee's pulled play back for a foul on Konaté, and that is going to be a yellow card, and that is definitely for Andre.
Yes, 100%. What I would say is that Liverpool again putting themselves in a little bit of danger. Konaté had to overstretch for that ball, and then he had his foot trodden on by Andre. The yellow card is the right decision. But they're just allowing Wolves to step on top of them a little bit here, Liverpool. They need to up the ante a little bit.
You're very good, Stephen Warnock, aren't you? That yellow card for Wolves shown to Rui Silva, apparently, according to the Premier League app, which we've got access to up here on the top gantry at Anfield. Ball was loose on the Wolves left. Eventually Liverpool have been awarded, or Wolves have been awarded, a free kick in their right back area. So Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, 11 minutes gone in the second half. Interesting from that set piece, given the conversation that we had at length in the first half. They did target Arakadare. He decided to go straight for the weakest of the centre halves, who's been picked out time and time again this season. Ibrahima Konate went for him and got lucky.
Yeah, he did. They've done well in this second half so far, Wolves, and just looking down below, they're actually going to make a change now. So he just feels that it's the right time now, Rob Edwards, to really try and put Liverpool under more pressure when they're not at the best.
Just while Wolves are, dare I say it, slightly on top, they're certainly not struggling at the moment. And here they come again with Hwang, left side of the area, moves into it, chance for Mane. It was just too far ahead of him, Mane there, 16 yards out. For a second I thought he was going to take it on his right foot and get a shot away. Mane couldn't quite get there on the end of that pullback from Hwang. Wolves go long into the area this time, headed on by Doherty, gathered by Alisson. You can hear the supporters behind us, Stephen. A bit of anxiety starting to set in.
Yeah, I mean, so often Liverpool fans want the ball moving quicker, and you can understand that right at this moment in time because of the way that Liverpool are playing. It's slow, it's lethargic, it's too easy to defend against for Wolves, and they can put that press on quite easily, so they do have to move it quicker.
Liverpool want a third, Brentford have got a third, and it's come from Sharda, who's got his second of the afternoon. Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0. Updates of that into commentary of Arsenal Brighton over on 5 Live, and Arsenal have just got a second. Ruter with an own goal there. Commentary with Andy Reid and Alistair Bruce Ball. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0 is the latest score in that particular game at the Emirates. Arsenal host Aston Villa, of course, next on Tuesday night. Elsewhere, Burnley 0, Everton 0, and West Ham 0, Fulham 0. Still latest scores. Chelsea Villa is a 5:30 kickoff. Liverpool losing it again, playing out from the back, and Wolves have a throw midway inside the Liverpool half.
Yeah, well, interestingly, what Wolves have done in the forward positions, have gone man for man, and they're trying to make life very difficult for Liverpool to actually get out from the back, playing out where they had too much joy in the first half. I think Van Dijk and Konate arguably had the most touches in the first half. Well, they're not allowing that to happen in the second half, Wolves.
It's going to be a long throw to come in from Mosquera over on that far side in front of the Kenny Dalglish stand. It's got plenty of height. It's going to be flicked on. Liverpool should have the answers defensively, and do they clear it away? Can Liverpool get on the end of the loose ball here with Ekitike? They can. He does well to check and hold it up to allow some teammates to get up with him on the halfway line. Poor final ball. He did everything else right otherwise. Mosquera intercepts, and now Doherty takes over for Wolves. In the end, the two just slightly got in each other's way, and here come Liverpool on the counter with Wirtz. They want a free kick for a foul off the ball. Ekitike keeps on going though. He's brought down on the edge of the area. No free kick given for that. Wolves clear only as far as Frimpong. Liverpool want a third, and you feel a third would kill the game and stop any kind of momentum that Wolves have been able to build. They try to go down the centre. Liverpool intercepted well by Hwang, and Wolves have it on the halfway line with Mane, who I've loved watching this afternoon. Fearless, 18-year-old. I think he's been excellent wearing shirt number 36 for Wolves. They're getting ready to bring on Jackson Chichawa and Jorgen Strand-Larsen. With Liverpool leading by 2-1 here against Wolves. They want a third now, coming in from the left. Here's Gravenberch, midway inside the Wolves half. Sports Extra from the BBC. And it's a game that is finely balanced here at Anfield. We thought at half-time, no way back for Wolves after Liverpool scored twice in the space of a minute just before the break, but Wolves straight back into this one. Frimpong down the right, cutting in. Can he get a cross in? Gets to the byline, pulls it back. That's blocked. Corner Liverpool. Yeah,
he's done it well again, Frimpong. He's been a great outlet for Liverpool down this right-hand side. My only thing is why aren't they giving it more? He's got the beating of Bueno in that left-back position every single time. And all it is a simple drop of the shoulder, push it, run after it, try and get it in the box.
Liverpool are going to bring on Connor Bradley as their first substitute, but nobody's going to bring anybody on until this latest Liverpool corner has been taken. In front of the Kop by Alexis McAllister, an away swinger from the Liverpool right. He's got 4 on the penalty spot, 2 in the 6 yards area, and 2 either in or on the edge of the D. Frimpong sitting further back here. What can McAllister do? Be a big time for Liverpool to score, with Wolves sensing there might be something in this game for them. McAllister pulls it back, training ground move to the edge of the area, Wirtz with a shot, side netting.
A lovely pick out from McAllister as he reverses the ball onto the edge of the area. Wirtz gets space and time, but the one thing you'd say is he just doesn't connect with it well enough. He hits it into the ground, almost fluffs it, gets it wrong, but great invention.
Bradley, who hasn't been 100% fit coming into this game, late fitness test, he comes on to replace Federico Chiesa as the first Liverpool change. Wolves are going to bring on 3 here. They're going to take off Hwang Hee-chan and replace him with Jorgen Strand-Larsen. They're going to bring on Jackson Chachawa, wearing shirt number 38. He's going to come on in place of Matt Doherty. And they're also going to bring on David Moller-Wolfer, and he is going to replace Hugo Bueno. So a triple change made on the hour mark by Rob Edwards. Could be at a key time, Stephen, because they sense they've got a chance here.
Yeah, they could, and you just wonder why you'd want to switch that momentum from a Wolves point of view, but obviously a manager feels like by bringing fresh legs on, it might just push them on even more.
Liverpool forwards from the halfway line. They try and play a through ball this time towards Alexis McAllister, but it carries all the way through to goalkeeper Sarr, who bowls it out quick and in a hurry to Jackson Chachawa, and he's got space to move into here as he goes charging over the halfway line, then decides to check when he sees a number of red shirts in front of him. A few groans from the away section of the Anfield Road end there as that happened. Here's Andre, edge of the centre circle. João Gomez will take over, and now Krejci, whose name I've barely said. Here's Andre, and now João Gomez skips past his man. Wolves closing in on the Liverpool penalty area here. Here's Wolfer, left side of it. And now Andre again. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, 62 and a half minutes played here at Anfield as the night sky sets in, floodlights on and in full effect. We always say it's a special place. Under the floodlights, this stadium, well, Wolves are hoping that there's a special moment in this game for them. Here's Mane, charging through, tries the ball into the area. Strand-Larsen to the byline, tries the pullback. Did that go behind? Wolves fans thought so. Alisson makes the claim at his near post, and the assistant referee was happy for play to continue from the keeper.
Well, they're not comfortable at all, Liverpool, and we saw this a couple of weeks ago against Spurs, where they went a couple of goals up and Spurs ended up going down to 10 men, but still dominated the ball. And then they started to get opportunities, managed to get themselves a goal. Wolves have got 11 men, and they're definitely causing Liverpool problems. Liverpool very, very uncomfortable. Just that game management has to be better.
Celtic still leading 4-2 at Livingston in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers still being held 0-0 at Ibrox by Motherwell. Earlier the leaders Hearts going down 3-2 at Hibs. Here, this game on a knife's edge as Liverpool make that one change. Bradley on, he's got the ball at his feet at the moment, taking the place of Chiesa. Wolves making that triple change. Moller-Wolfer, Strand-Larsen and Chachawa all on for the final half hour of this game, if you include stoppage time. Liverpool on the attack on their left. Ball played in field to Curtis Jones. Back to the scorer of goal number 1, Gravenberch. And now Jones, he plays it forward. Ekitike lets the ball run. Shot from the edge of the area from Jones. Good save, Sarr. Wirtz will get on the end of the loose ball. Tries the back heel to keep it in play, but it goes straight to Chachawa, and Wolves will clear 2 halfway.
Brilliant from Curtis Jones and Wirtz, the way they link up there on the edge of the penalty area. Nice little over from Ekitike as well, and the shot from Curtis Jones. But we said it earlier on, Jose Sarr's had a great game. Another smart save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, low down to his right that time, Sarr. I mentioned earlier that the Brentford game, Wolves is last, with his first Premier League appearance since the middle of September when Wolves lost to Leeds. He's come back in, he's looking really sharp. But at the moment his side are on the wrong end of a 2-1 scoreline at Anfield. They don't look like a side though, Wolves, you have to say, certainly in the second half, who've got just 2 points all season. They haven't been great for large parts of this game, but certainly don't look intimidated by the Anfield atmosphere as Liverpool come on the attack with Gravenberch, edge of the area, left foot, can he get a shot away, gives it to Wirtz, And now Kerkez, a little bit of momentum goes out the move. Wirtz edge of the area, Gravenberch dead centre. And now Jones inside right, chip ball over the top, should be tidied up and cleared by Chachauer. I mean, it wasn't the best clearance in the world. All the Liverpool players stood around looking at each other, mainly Wirtz and Kerkez that time. Kerkez goes and fetches the loose ball on the touch line. Wirtz, he's got McAllister ahead of him, goes back slightly to Gravenberch. 65 and a half gone. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1 here on 5 Sports Extra. Brighton have got one back at Arsenal over on 5 Live through Diego Gomez. Arsenal 2, Brighton 1 at the Emirates. Same scoreline here. Frimpong inside right, 30 yards from the byline. Gives it to Connor Bradley. And now Curtis Jones, who's seen a lot of the ball in both halves for Liverpool. Hasn't done too much wrong either. Gives it to Bradley, and Liverpool just try and keep possession to just stop any kind of momentum that Wolves were starting to build since they got that goal that got them back into the game from the corner. Here's Wirtz down the left, 2 for company, so he rolls it back to Kerkez. Those two have linked up reasonably well all day. Now Ekitike and Gravenberch, 22 yards out, keeps it moving. McAllister goes back, and now Bradley has the ball. Wolves have just gone back to sitting behind, very much a 5-2-3 formation as we look at them defend here. Liverpool trying to find a way through. Wirtz into the area, skips past Mosquera, pulls the ball back, here's a chance, and it's just gone wide from Gravenberch. Should have been game over.
Yeah, credit to the Wolves player though, because he just does enough to put Gravenberch off, but that skill again on the touchline from Wirtz, just a little step over, sends the defender, gets to the byline, and then he has the presence of mind just to pick out Gravenberch. I think it's Mane who does well just to get alongside Gravenberch, just puts enough pressure on him. I think there's a few Liverpool fans round us thinking it was a penalty, and there was more than just pressure, than it was a pull of the shirt, but it wasn't enough. And that was positive from Liverpool. It was a better passage of play from them as well to retain the ball.
Now Liverpool wanted a free kick there for a pull on McAllister on the halfway line. Nothing doing, says referee Hooper again. And that's about the third decision in the space of 10 minutes that he's made that's annoyed some of the supporters in this main stand. Wolves continue to come forwards. They're not going to let the crowd get on top of them. But they give the ball away, and Liverpool can build again from the back. Just starting to rile the natives a little bit, Simon Hooper.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, for me, it's the assistant referee down below us who was closest to the incident. There's been a few now that he's just waved away, and you're thinking, well, he's got the best view in the house for those decisions. Whether he's getting them right or not is another question.
According to the fans in this stand, he isn't. Liverpool on the attack down the left with Kerkez. He's in a battle with Andre. Oh, now Andre needs to be careful because Kerkez fell on top of the ball. His stomach was on top of the ball, and then Andre had not one but 2 swipes at it. And this is where the referee's going to have a decision to make here, Simon Hooper. Was it obstruction from Kerkez? Probably. Was Andre right to do what he did? Absolutely not.
Well, also as well, he's been booked, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's got to be careful, Andre, and he's still remonstrating to the referee, saying it's the wrong decision. And he's just pulled across Jose Sarr, who is now captain, to have a chat with him about the situation.
Sarr acting in a much more calm manner than Andre was about the whole situation. The two of them continue to have a debate. I think the referee, Simon Hooper's going to keep his cards in his pocket, but it was a foul by Andre in the first place. He pulled Kerkez to ground. Kerkez then falls on top of the ball because he was pushed onto it by Andre, and then Andre 1, 2 kicks the ball as Kerkez is lying on top of it with his stomach. It didn't look good, that.
Well, he kicks the ball.
He kicks the ball.
So there's nothing wrong with it.
No, but it just didn't look good. You can see why the supporters weren't having it.
Yeah. I just don't think you can lie on top of the ball and expect to have not to be challenged.
Or should he have just given obstruction in the first place?
Yeah, quite possibly.
You don't see that given anymore, do you, obstruction?
No, you don't. No,
What
very,
about that
very
in the
well
first
done.
half for shouting stuff, weren't we? Right. After all of that nonsense, it is a Liverpool free kick, inside left, about 2 yards from the byline. It's going to be whipped into the 6 yards area. Sarr comes and punches to the 18-yard line. Wirtz tries to get on the end of the loose ball, but play's going to get stopped, I think. Ekitike's down, and he's got his hands on his face here. What's Simon Hooper going to do? As the ball goes back to Alisson, Simon Hooper is going to stop play, and Ekitike looks to be certainly in more discomfort than Kerkez was a few moments ago.
Yeah, I think he's saying it's his throat. Jose Sarr's the one who asked for the medics to come onto the pitch, and we're just getting a replay of it. in front of us now. I'm just waiting to... Oh, get up. That's poor from Ekitike. There's no need for that. Mosquera just tries to get a hold of him just to see where he is. Puts an arm to the throat of Ekitike and he drops to the ground. I mean, that's pathetic. If you think you're going to get something for that, absolutely not.
I mean, it was an accidental, I'm going to use the word poke from Mosquera. That's exaggerating. It was, good grief. No, nothing in that whatsoever. Ekitike, nothing wrong with his face apart from maybe a few red patches on each cheek through embarrassment there as he gets back to his feet. Poor, really poor. Maybe one that feature on the simulation game later with Chris Sutton on 6:06. Who knows? McAllister with a shot now from distance, just wide of the bottom corner. For a second, he tried that from 20 yards out, right to left across goal. It looked like it was going to fly wide, but at the end, it wasn't far wide in the bottom corner at all.
No, and I think Jose Sarr looked so confident, didn't he, that it was going past his post, and he runs past it and then almost goes, oh no, it's a bit too close. Started to panic. Lovely strike from McAllister.
And that's what we will always do up here. We will always, or 9 times out of 10 anyway, go off the reaction of the goalkeeper. He looked so calm, we were, then we thought, whoa, that was much closer than we thought it was going to be. It is Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, 18 and a half minutes to go, plus stoppage time here on 5 Sports Extra. Over on 5 Live, Arsenal 2, Brighton 1 with Andy Reid and Alistair Bruce-Ball, so that one's still finally in the balance. It's all over at the G-Tech. Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0 with 19 minutes to go there. Goalless at Turf Moor, Burnley and Everton. Goalless at West Ham between themselves and Fulham. Here, very much game on. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1 with Chelsea Villa commentary to come on 5 Live at 5:30. Liverpool on the attack down the left with Kirkes, who does well once and then gets stopped by Andre. Mosquera will complete the clearance up towards halfway. Gravenberch picks up the loose ball. That's a foul that time, definitely by Mane. And he can have no arguments, the youngster, with that one.
No, he can't at all. He just tried to step across Gravenberch. Gravenberch with a lovely change of pace just to get beyond Mane. Mane just shoulder barging him out the way. But Liverpool have been better since Wolves made the substitutions, and also that Chiesa went off and Bradley came on at right back. They've just managed the game a little bit better in the way that they've rotated the ball from side to side.
Mane, part of the youth system at Wolves for the last couple of seasons, was involved early on in the youth system at Rochdale before making the switch to Molineux. Liverpool have the ball in the halfway line with 17 minutes to go here on Sports Extra. Liverpool number 17, Curtis Jones, has it. It's now worked back to Virgil van Dijk. 2 more commentaries for you on 5 Live tomorrow. 2 o'clock Sunderland Leeds with Pat Nevin and Ian Dennis. 4:30 Crystal Palace Tottenham with Sue Smith and John Murray. Both live tomorrow as part of Premier League Sunday, if you're keeping up to track with what day it is. Frimpong forwards to Bradley. His low cross, did that hit a hand? Referee doesn't think so. Loose ball for McAllister on the 18 yards line. The 3 Wolves players around the ball, and then in the end Sarr has to come and take out all of them to smother it.
Yeah, he nearly got there, didn't he, McAllister, because the Wolves players were trying to protect the ball, almost crowd the ball out to allow Jose Sarr to come out and get it. McAllister ran round the outside of them and managed to toe poke the ball, but then it fell back into the arms of Jose Sarr. Again, Liverpool on the ascendancy.
He is Mane moving forwards. He's 25 yards and he puts in his shot. Mane, Alisson goes down to his left, spills it, but there was nobody waiting to pounce, and he smothers it at the second time of asking. I can't call which way the next goal in this game's going to go.
Well, I think at the moment it's going to go a Liverpool way, but what you would say is that the opportunities when they get past that midfield area, Wolves, they are presented with opportunities to shoot. It's almost an open invite to have a shot at goal.
And as long as the man who's just won the ball back can actually stay on the pitch, Andre, they will have half a chance. He's just done really well there to break up a Liverpool attack, not for the first time in the last 7 or 8 minutes. And Wolves are able to come out with Chichawa over on the far side there, right. Now Mosquera, and now here he is again in the centre circle. The man wearing shirt number 7 for the visitors, Andre. Ladislav Krejci has been quite quiet in this game in both halves. He's just worked the ball in field. Wolves have it inside the centre circle, and now Krejci has it back. 15 minutes to go, just the 1 goal in this game. Liverpool leading it by 2-1 as the ball spins out for a throw into Wolves, right by where their manager Rob Edwards is standing. No sign of any more substitutions being made by either manager at the moment. Arne Slot directing traffic at the moment. He's just put his hands back in his pockets. Would be wise to do that. Chilly afternoon here at Anfield, but you can feel the tension in the air. The home supporters know they need a 3rd goal. We thought at half-time The way Liverpool had dominated possession, 2 would be more than enough. 2 goals coming in the space of a minute just before the break, but Wolves with an instant response after half-time to make it game on here. Liverpool in their right-back area at the moment with Curtis Jones, who goes running into his own box, moves it forwards to Gravenberch, and it's really well worked out from the back by Liverpool this time towards McAllister. He switches things from right to left. Now Wirtz, through ball, Ekitike, edge of the area, can he get a shot away? No, because Krejci intercepts, goes back to goalkeeper Sarr, and he gives it to Chachawa, who will dribble the ball clear. Well worked clear this time by Wolves. Chachawa up towards Arakadare. And now Wolves have it inside their own penalty area. Highlights of this and all of today's games, including Manchester United 1, Newcastle 0, can be seen tonight. Match of the day, 10:30 on BBC One. Wolves, at the moment, just being patient and just trying to make the most of the chances when they come their way. At the moment, just passing it around inside their own area. Their goal scorer Bueno, Santiago Bueno that is, Hugo Bueno's gone off, hits it long and it carries all the way through to goalkeeper Alisson. You do feel there is going to be definitely another goal in this game and certainly a few more chances.
Oh, there'll definitely be chances. There's no two ways about that. Which way they'll come is open to discussion, but what we do know is that Wolves are fragile at the back, but so are Liverpool, and here come Liverpool again.
Here they come forwards. Wolves with the ball back. Liverpool wanted a free kick that time for a foul. Referee Simon Hooper perfectly placed for that foul on Wirtz. He said it wasn't one, and Wolves come forwards on the counter with Muller-Wolfer, and now the ball's pulled back. Joao Gomez to Chachawa, right side of the area, in goes the cross. Arakadare's header over the bar.
Should score, should do better. It's a free header for Arakadare in the middle of the goal. He just peels off the shoulder of Virgil van Dijk. He gets in between the 2 centre-backs, neither of them picking him up, and he gets a free header from probably 8-9 yards out, but it's a good header. It's a good opportunity for him, no pressure at all. He's got the opportunity just to pick where he wants to put the header. Fortunately for Liverpool, he puts it over the bar.
Free header at Anfield Road end, 8 or 9 yards out. When you're trailing by just the 1 goal, when you're a striker and the joint top scorer for a football club, you need to be taking those, and Liverpool might just make him pay as Gravenberch tries to play the ball forwards up towards Ekitike. Wolves able to intercept, and Mosquera's pulled up as he was trying to do something defensively there. The game's going to get stopped, and Wolves will be hoping that's cramp and not a pull.
Yeah, they'll be bitterly disappointed to lose him. He's been very aggressive in the way he's played today, Mosquera. They'll look to make a substitution. They're actually going to make one straight away. John Arias is going to come onto the pitch, which is an attacking change from Rob Edwards, so he might leave himself a little bit light at the back, but he feels like that's an opportunity he wants to take. And now Liverpool have also got another problem, because Ekitike's gone down and he's just signalled to the bench that he needs to come off.
So Mosquera is not going to continue. Off straight away, Arias the man to come on. And yeah, we're just looking at activity in the Liverpool technical area as well here. Just what have you spotted there again, Stephen? Sorry.
It's Ekitike. He went down holding his hamstring, and then he signalled to the bench that he needed to come off. And just see how he is, because what Liverpool won't want to do is lose someone like Ekitike when they've only got Gakpo just coming back from fitness. Isak's a long-term injury. And then they've obviously got Mohamed Salah away on international duty.
Yeah, just looking at activity on this near side.
Gakpo's just come back.
Gakpo just back.
He's almost looking as if to say, am I coming on? Should I take my kit off? What am I doing?
Well, Ekitike's just come over and had a word with...
I think it's just fatigue. It was more a case of, has he pulled something? He's certainly looking at his right side anyway, whether it's his hamstring or his calf. Maybe a little bit of cramp just set in there.
Just moving very gingerly, isn't he, as he makes his way back to the centre of Liverpool's attack. He's just had a long word with Arne Slot, but he's okay to continue for the time being, as Stephen just said there. Cody Gakpo has been warming up for the last few minutes. Bournemouth have got one back at Brentford. Semenyo's got it, but it's still Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. Rangers ahead against Motherwell. Asgard with the goal there. Rangers 1, Motherwell 0. Elsewhere in Scotland, Dundee 1, Falkirk 0, Celtic 4-2 up at Livingston, and it's goalless St Mirren and Kilmarnock. Here Liverpool leading Wolves 2-1 as Arias tries to play the 1-2. Return ball gets to him eventually and he moves it to Chichawa. Exactly 10 minutes to go here at Anfield. This match perfectly poised if you're a neutral as Joao Gomez sends it across towards Strand Larsen, just too high for him, and Liverpool will clear on this near side via Gravenberch. You can hear the supporters all around us. Apologies if any of the naughty words are coming over our microphones, but the home support getting frustrated at how much Liverpool are sitting in at the moment. As Mane hits one from distance this time, Alisson able to smother.
Yeah, poor cross from Mane. He's not looking to shoot, he's looking just to feed it into an area. Gets it horribly wrong. But there's a real nervous tension around this stadium, and rightly so. The one thing I'd say is that Liverpool don't look fit, and they don't look like they can continue that press that they do in the first half for long periods, whether that's down to the training regime, whether it's because of the amount of games they've played already this season. I'm not too sure, but they look leggy here, Liverpool, which is a real concern.
Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, 81 minutes on the clock now. Still no sign of activity concerning Gakpo or anybody else in the Liverpool technical area. Even Arne Slot's just gone to take a seat. Wolves have won the ball back. It's hit long towards Strand Larsen, but Alisson comes sprinting off his line to claim the ball right side of his penalty area. Needs to get it moving quickly, otherwise he's going to concede a corner. Again, apologies if the words of the gentleman behind us are coming over our microphones. He's a season ticket holder, he's here every week, and I was thinking in the first half, that loud man's been very quiet. Well, he's come out in full voice in the second half.
Oh, he's there, isn't he?
He never misses, and we're getting the message that he's very much here this afternoon. Now Bradley's won the ball for Liverpool in the centre circle. A third would surely kill the game. Cuts inside, tried to work himself a shot, ran into traffic, and Arias will bring the ball clear for Wolves. Mane on the halfway line. Finest of margins this game separated by, even though Liverpool was so dominant in the first half and led 2-0 at half time. That goal 10 minutes into the second half from Wolves have very much given us a contest as we tick towards the end of the 90 here. 8 minutes to go now. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. The other two games goalless in the Premier League's 3 o'clock kickoff. Sports Report on 5 Live to come with Mark Chapman after 5, ahead of commentary of Chelsea against Aston Villa. Here Wolves have the ball, level with the edge of the centre circle left side. Andre. One more and they're level. 2 points in the Premier League all season. Have they got enough to earn them a third? Muller-Wolfer, wearing shirt number 6, honours one of 4 substitutes introduced by Rob Edwards. Yet to earn a point as Wolves manager. Andre, Wolves goal scorer. Santiago Bueno moves it to the right to Chichawa. Early cross, in it goes, headed away well by Liverpool sub Conor Bradley, but it goes straight to Ladislav Krejci. His ball into the area towards Eric Kadare, was swept with his left foot off target.
They're on the back foot here, Liverpool. They're struggling to find a way to get up the pitch. Eric Kadare with another opportunity there, peels off Van Dijk again. This time it's a side foot volley. He doesn't quite get it right, but that is far too easy in the Liverpool penalty area. Nice from Wolves. Wolves have been positive again. There was a period before when they made the substitutes that Liverpool just dominated the ball for 5 or 10 minutes or so, but Wolves have found a way back into this, and Liverpool now starting to go direct, which isn't their style at all.
6.5 minutes to go now. The tension's so clear all around Anfield in the home sections, and the visiting fans in the bottom tier of the Anfield Road and sense that there might be an opportunity here. There is an opportunity here for their team. Not at the moment though, because Liverpool have been awarded a free kick for a foul on Bradley on the halfway line, which they'll take their time to take. Liverpool getting ready to make a substitution down below us here. Arne Slot just having a word with one of his assistants, and indeed, Stephen mentioned him a few moments ago, Cody Gakpo will be introduced momentarily. I'll be amazed if this isn't for Ekitike. Now Liverpool have lost it on halfway, and Andre's going to come charging forwards. He's got Strand Larsen to his left, picks him out, cutting in on his right foot, lets it run. Arias tries to keep the ball moving. Can Chichawa rescue this? It was a poor pass. Chichawa gets there first ahead of Ekitike. Moves still on for Wolves, and then Joao Gomez wins a throw off Milos Kerkez. Nervous tension, big time, not just in the stands but down on the field. Foul throw from Wolves, clumsy.
Yeah, that'll just give Liverpool the possession back. It'll allow them to get the substitute onto the field, but they've just been so lacklustre in this second half. Liverpool really have struggled. Credit to Wolves though, You can't take anything away from them, but this has been a performance that'll worry, concern Liverpool fans moving forward.
Yeah, Gakpo on for Ekitike. Gets a good ovation as he makes his way off the field across the halfway line to this near side. Gakpo returns though, 5 goals for Liverpool this season, 4 for the Netherlands on top of those as well. He needs to get one more to ease the nerves amongst his supporters here this evening. Ekitike, yeah, he's not moving well, Stephen, is he, at all, as he comes to high-five on a slot on this near side. Ekitike moving very gingerly.
Yeah, I think it's more cramped than anything. I don't think it's a huge concern. So often when you see a player coming off and straight away they walk down the tunnel with the physio if it was a major issue, so I think he just ran himself into the ground.
Can a Wolves player get a famous goal here? A former Wolves player has just got a big one for Fulham. West Ham 0, Fulham 1 at the London Stadium with 3 minutes to go. Raul Jimenez has got the goal there. Here Wolves are on the attack. Strand Larsen's ball in towards Mane, intercepted brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly that time by, I think that was Conor Bradley. It was great interception. Wolves with a corner.
Oh, what a challenge this is from Conor Bradley, because it's a certain goal. Arias gets in front of him, but he then sticks the leg round Arias and makes sure that he gets that challenge in perfectly timed from Conor Bradley. It's a huge challenge, big moment in the game. That could have been the goal that you were talking about.
Was Arias, you were right, did really well there. Another chance goes begging for Wolves. Liverpool still leading 2-1. Corner comes in, diving header away by Milos Kerkez. 3.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time here on 5 Sports Extra. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Wolves will settle for a throw. Hopefully they take this one properly. And the supporters around us again, getting frustrated at how much Liverpool are sitting in from throws, etc. As Wolves go long, ball headed away, only as far as Arias, edge of the D. That's a good ball, out to definitely Mane this time on the left. 6 yards from the byline, running at Conor Bradley, on his right foot, works it onto his left, Mane, into the box and earns Wolves another corner. It is game on big time here.
Yeah, well what they've got is they've got 2 big lads in Eric Adare and Strand Larsen, who now they can hit. Centre-backs are just getting the ball out the feet and picking up second balls as they're knocking them down. Liverpool simply aren't winning those seconds anymore.
Andre with the latest Wolves corner in front of the Wolves fans, and it goes towards the 6 yards area, headed away from in front of Alisson. Miscommunication at the back between goalkeeper and defenders. That's a foul though on Curtis Jones, and that is going to be a Liverpool free kick to ease the pressure in their left back area. 2.5 to play now.
Yeah, Van Dijk with a big header in front of Alisson there, making sure that he climbed. It was one of them was going to get the contact, making sure that they clear the ball away there. And then at the back post as it came out to Curtis Jones, good strength, gets Santiago Bueno out the way, and then Bueno just barges him to the floor.
Yeah, it was clumsy from Krejci.
It was Krejci, wasn't it, actually?
That time. And it's going to be a free kick in the Liverpool left back area to be taken by Alisson sometime between now and next Christmas. He's taken his time with that, and you can't blame him either, the Liverpool goalkeeper, because Wolves have been massively on top, certainly in the last 10 minutes. They've had momentum since they got themselves back into this game through that Bueno goal 7 minutes into the second half. Liverpool have the ball on their left at the moment with Kerkez. Hits it long towards Wirtz, who's got his first in a Liverpool shirt here this afternoon. It seems a long time ago now. It was in fact just before half-time. Liverpool have been penalised because the ball has gone out over on the far side, so it is going to be a Wolves throw as we tick towards the final minute. Few stoppage time minutes you'd expect though.
Yeah, I certainly would. You think about the substitutions that have come onto the pitch, a couple of injuries as well, but I actually thought that was a foul on Gakpo on the far side, and Simon Hooper didn't see it that way.
Simon Hooper hasn't seen quite a few things this afternoon, has he, to be fair? Certainly if you listen to the Liverpool supporters all around us here. The ball's loose in the centre circle at the moment. Andre turns, he's facing his own goal at the moment, gives it to the goal scorer Santiago Bueno. He goes to his keeper Sarr, and Wolves will play out again from the back. Final 40 seconds plus stoppage time. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Liverpool looking to make it 3 Premier League wins in a row. Andre in field to Arias. He's on the edge of the centre circle at the moment. That's a good ball out to the right to Chichawa, who's running at Kerkez, cutting in, gives it to João Gomez on his right foot. In goes the cross towards Eric Adare. Header away well is from Bradley, and it falls for Frimpong on the Liverpool right. And the ball goes out for a Wolves throw. I thought that was a foul on Frimpong. Nothing doing, says referee Hooper. Ball goes back to the halfway line. Here comes the fourth official now with the stoppage time. 90 minutes are up, 5 more to be added on. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Liverpool leading 2-1 as Andre works it to Chichawa. And now Ladislav Krejci. Tense, nervy moments here at Anfield. Andre's ball towards the 18 yards line, towards Arakadare. He's able to work it to a teammate just about. And it's now back with Krejci on the edge of the centre circle. Andre, good passage of play this by Wolves. Liverpool with everybody back behind the ball defending. Here's Mane on the left. He's got Muller-Wolfer wide of him, finds him. Liverpool supporters trying to drag their team over the line. Mane beats McAllister, but now he's got 2 more to try and contend with, so goes back to Krejci on his left foot. Krejci with the cross too deep. Too close to Alisson, who makes the claim.
Yeah, they simply can't get out, Liverpool. They don't know when to press, how to press. They might have an opportunity here to actually break away if they can complete the pass, but...
Yeah, it was a quick ball out to Kerkez. We've had 1 minute of the 5. Wolves win the ball back unfairly. Liverpool have a free kick over on the far side, inside the Wolves half, and more to the point, it's an opportunity to tick away a few more seconds. In fact, we're going to see a substitution made here as Liverpool bring on Trainioni, who made his Premier League debut final few minutes at Spurs the other week.
Yeah, it's probably a midfielder that will come off, and hopefully they'll be thinking that he'll be able to press this Wolves midfield at least and bring some energy back into that midfield area, which has been really lacking in this second half. And they've lost the ball again here, Liverpool.
They have, and here come Wolves looking to capitalise, but they give it straight to Gravenberch, much to the relief of the Liverpool players. Kerkez takes no chances, puts the ball out for a throw. I think he could have done a bit better with that. Trainioni is going to come on to replace Florian Wirtz for the final 3 minutes of stoppage time here.
Yeah, interesting change. I think it's just a matter of getting bodies in that midfield area. I think he knows now on a slot that it is just get the result, get out of here. It's not been the greatest of second halves from Liverpool.
Trainioni on then, 18 years of age, played in the League Cup and FA Cup, but the Spurs win last week was indeed his Premier League debut, and he's back on here now at Anfield. It's going to be a long throw from Wolves just past the midway point of the Liverpool half, over on the far side, the Wolves right, and they have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue shirts near to the penalty spot. Throws short in the end to Andre. Andre will whip the cross in. Arakadare is waiting, but it goes straight into the Wolves fans, and Liverpool can breathe again. They are nearly there.
Oh, as a Wolves player there, you're just thinking, what are you doing? It doesn't have to be that accurate, it doesn't have to be that complicated. They take the short throw and then he just balloons the ball over the top and then out to play. Liverpool are on the ropes, you've got to make the most of it.
2 minutes of stoppage time plus maybe a few more seconds, you would think. Liverpool, you wouldn't have thought it was going to be this tricky, this second half, given how they played in the first, given that they were leading 2-0, the quality of the goals, 2 in the space of a minute, absolutely superb. Gravenberch with the first, Florian Wirtz with the second, but they have made hard work of it since the break. Wolves have come out fearless with nothing to lose, and you've been able to tell that about the way they've approached this game.
They had to do something, didn't they? They had to change. They couldn't just sit in the way that they had. Obviously they were 2-0 down, so they had to break out the system a little bit, and credit to them, they took the game to Liverpool in the second half.
I mean, Wolves in the first half, I mentioned it at the time, I used the Stoke City anecdote that I had for it when Stoke came here in 2008, got a 0-0 draw and basically played a 1-10 formation. Wolves weren't that far off doing the same thing at parts of the first half. Much more like it from them in the second. They've got some defending to do here though. Ladislav Krejci with the header away as we go into the final minute of the 5 that were added on. Liverpool leading 2-1, and now here's a chance to kill the game as the shot goes in and wide from Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, nice pressing in midfield from both Leone and Curtis Jones, and he feed the ball out to Gakpo. I was thinking, is he going to keep it, is he going to go for goal? And he got himself in a 1v1 situation, no fuss, no thrills, just get out of his feet and have a shot with his left foot. So I was never really troubled.
Last chance saloon now for Wolves, who've picked up the loose ball inside the centre circle. Chichawa kicks it and chases it himself, but he got too much on the initial kick. Kerkez intercepts and clears over halfway. Is the spin going to keep the ball in? No, much to the annoyance of the fans over on the far side. Wolves with the throw. The 5 minutes of stoppage time at 10 seconds short of being up. Has been a change made in there though, and the only coming on, so maybe a few more seconds. Wolves inside the centre circle. Liverpool with everybody back as they work it to Mane. Wolves this time on the left. Wolves in all blue. Mane charged down by McAllister. Wolves with a throw, which they don't really have any time to take. Mane needs to do this and do it in a hurry. Is there one last attack as Krejci plays it forwards? Not much power on that boot downfield. Referee Hooper looks at his watch. Ball out for another Wolves throw. Rob Edwards has it, gives it to Muller-Wolfer. 30 seconds over the 5 that were added on. Home supporters want the final whistle. Wolves lose it, and is that the final whistle or not? No, it's not. Referee stopped play because Liverpool have got a man down holding his face, so still we will play on.
Yeah, it's been a really difficult afternoon, second half for Liverpool. It was McAllister who was challenged there from the Wolves player. Liverpool fans were, I think, just relieved that they thought the final whistle had gone. It won't be far away now.
Alisson to take the free kick inside his own half. He just needs to whack this downfield, and with 96 plus on the clock, that should be that. Alisson goes long. Referee Hooper looks at his watch. Liverpool make it 3 straight wins in the Premier League, but they've made hard work of it here at Anfield this afternoon. 2 up in the closing stages of the first half. 2 really well taken goals. The first from Gravenberch, the second from Florian Wirtz, his first for the football club. But then 7 minutes after half time, Santiago Bueno from a corner made it game on. And Wolves after that, you have to say, were on top for large parts of the second half. However, they couldn't find a second way through the Liverpool defence, and Liverpool, as I say, 3 straight Premier League wins.
Yeah, it's a big result for Liverpool. It's not pretty at all. It was really disappointing from them in the second half, but we have to give credit to Wolves for the way that they came out in the second half. Liverpool have been vulnerable in second half of games of late, and I just feel like there was a real fitness aspect to that second half. Also the game management. So often Liverpool, they're in complete control and the architects of their own downfall at times. Rob Edwards and his team, they'll go away disappointed, but a lot of that came from the first half performance, not being probably adventurous enough in the first half to try and take the game to Liverpool and try and hurt them. So overall they can't be too disappointed, but from a Liverpool point of view, if they really want to mount a challenge for this league title or the top 4 positions, they have to improve.
Liverpool win again. They move up to 4th in the Premier League table. For Wolves, that's now 11 straight Premier League defeats, 12 in all competitions. They have 2 points from 18 league games. Only one other club has done that in English league history. That was Newport back in the 1970-71 season in the 4th tier of the pyramid. So they're breaking all kinds of unwanted records, Wolves. But Liverpool, they've limped through parts of the first half of the season, but back into the Champions League places.
Yeah, and that'll please the players and it'll please the fans, because they know they're not quite at the best yet. So they're in a decent enough position. They've turned that corner. They've got themselves on the right track, and that's the most important thing. But there's so much more to come from this Liverpool team, but there's so much more to learn, and they've got to learn quickly, because a better team would have punished them today.
Liverpool return to action on New Year's Day when they host Leeds here in a 5:30 kickoff. For Wolves, they return to action on Tuesday, 8:15 kickoff at Old Trafford as they go to Manchester United. It's ended here at Anfield this afternoon though. Liverpool 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.